Watch. Rain still coming down, Neil and Dipper. Welcome to the telecast, Robbo.
Oh, good on you, Bruce. It's great to be here again for another exciting AFL season.
And it looks like Wren is starting in the forward pocket, Jared. McCarthy's got Carey. Remember, they fronted up to one another last week after that goal by McCarthy. Martin's got Modra. Where's Smart playing? At half forward by the look of it.
Yes, well, that was reasonably predictable, but interesting for North Melbourne. They've taken all their tools, a lot of them off the ground. Campbell, Capuano and Roberts all starting on the bench. Brown, Cluzak, Tregenza for the Crows.
So Pittman to go with Ushenko. Some changes from Robert Shaw and the Crows. Crows go to the right of screen. Powell running to the ground. Good tackle on him by Schwass, who was outstanding last week, arguably in the top three on the ground. McDermott in the thick of it very early, as you would expect.
Longmire named as centre-half back. Thought he might have even got a run there. Down on form a little bit, but he's in the goal square with Brett Chalmers. Important early minutes for him.
Rain really tumbling down heavily now. Conditions are going to be tough. McDermott gets a handball about 20 metres away. Scholes left-hand handball good. Stevens quick kick away. Avoided the McKinnon tackle. Up to centre wing. Early goals could be important now. Wellman and Rock. Rock, who was slightly injured last week. Here's Carey. What a champion he is.
Ooh.
The King goes for full forward, a long way out. Bouncing ball. It sits up there. Bickley concedes a behind. The umbrellas come out, Robbo, because it's starting to pour here at the MCG. And North Melbourne get the first rush score.
Well, it's a pity, Bruce, because we've had some pretty good weather here in Melbourne over the last couple of weeks as we have a look at North Melbourne's interchange. Campbell, young Capuano and Mark Roberts, as already mentioned by Gerard. But it was noticeable that Mark Rasciuto had a bit of a go at Carey as he kicked the ball forward. The kick-in goes to half-back. The Crows are under pressure in that area. Rasciuto's hand pass, not far enough to clear. Armstrong it is for North Melbourne, kicks it back towards full forward. The ball hits the ground. Longmire recovers. There was a tremendous Shepherd affected. Gave Longmire the chance, nearly got caught. Back to Armstrong. Armstrong gets it to Carey. Carey can't break that tackle. It was a beauty applied by Bickley. Now Allison. Shot for goal. There's a free kick in that forward pocket from where Allison kicked the ball forward. It looks as though it may go to North Melbourne to be taken by Brett Allison. The snapshot, well, I don't really think it was a shot at goal. He looked as though he was trying to kick it to the front of the square, Gerard, and it was ineffective, so he's a bit fortunate that he's got another chance as we see exactly what the infringement was all about.
Yeah, the tackle just slipped above the shoulders a little bit unfortunate for the Crows. And Brett Ellison, of course, on his left foot. Bit of a chance, already an interchange for the Adelaide Crows.
Well, experienced campaigner now, Brett Ellison. Shot for goal, dropped short, it's forced over, free kick. It will go to the Crows to be taken in the full-back area by Pittman.
Just Tregenza just coming onto the ground. I think it's Powell coming off by the blood rule.
Pittman to half-back. McCartney the target. Round the body by Scott Lee, who did very well when he came on last week. Or was it Rasciuto? It was Rasciuto. And out of bounds. There is Powell off the ground with the blood rule, and Tregenza on.
Anthony Stevens once again running with Tony McGuinness up on the half forward, and on the other half forward flank for the Crows, Andrew Jarman up against the Junkyard Dog.
Expected to get down to 7 degrees tonight, currently 10. Rain is still falling, abated just a little. McGuinness, the captain of the club. David Brown in the foreground there. North Melbourne 11-4 on, Adelaide 7-4 against. Matthew Cluzak was alongside Brownie there. He's coming for Anderson tonight. Rasciuto went off the ground. McDermott on the bottom. Pittman tried to squeeze one out, then got down. Well played. Left-hand handball by Connell. McGuinness. Stevens runs into him. Jarman's tackle on Stevens. Crows with a couple of chances. Rasciuto at half forward. Gets some distance. Oh, good mark by Wren. Stuck up his big mitts and they stuck in there.
Robert Shaw obviously determined to make this move work, and I think it's a pretty good attempt at creating a little bit more strike power up forward. It's worked quite well in the Ansett Australia Cup. Broke down last week, but perhaps tonight is the one.
Important kick this for Wren. They need an early goal, you'd reckon. The Crows leans back, not bad. He's got it. Well, just looking, Gerard, today, in his last 4 seasons, Wren has kicked 3 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals and 5 goals. So that's a good start for him in 1995.
Yes, and we'll certainly give the coach plenty of confidence. He's obviously pinpointed that as an area where Wren can improve, and gee, what a damaging player. Not only can he kick the odd goal, take a great mark, he's also up there to take the boundary throw-ins, and they are pretty important.
Well, obviously Pittman is a key player in that strategy, and he goes for the ruck contest. Taken away by Blakey, couldn't clear the pack quite. Scott it is for North Melbourne, a high kick towards half-forward. The ball hits the ground. McDermott attempted gather. Ishchenko forces it forward for North Melbourne. This is Scott Lee for the Crows. Kicks with his right foot quickly. Wide. Scott again into the action. Couldn't control the football. And it goes over for a boundary throw in at left half forward for North Melbourne. The Kangaroos have kicked it behind. And the Crows have kicked a goal. Robert Scott in the foreground. His opponent at this stage is McKinnon. Ruck contest. Pittman and Ishchenko. Scott. Rashudo, bit of an airy, Armstrong, now a chance for Rock again, gets around and has a good look, kicks it in towards half forward, but chipping in is Rashudo to take a good mark in difficult circumstances. He kicks it quickly. This is Wellman. Wellman, the kick off the side of his boot slightly. It's gathered brilliantly by McGuinness. McGuinness kicks quickly, but it lands on the chest of Scholl.
At half-back, or smothered by Smart. North should be okay. Reynolds will get a second go at it, along with Armstrong and Scott coming into the team from different clubs last year. So you've got to say they've recruited pretty well. McKinnon, Pittman, they make a bit of a meal out of it, the Crows. Pittman to half-forward, bouncing ball. Not well played, Adelaide. They had a chance to do something there. Reynolds wide. Jamison, normally skillful, on the left, goes to Jarman. Good-looking kick. Stretches and gets him at 50. Jarman, normally constructive, in low. Hall attacks it hard. Pittman tries to carry it forward, can't get rid of a bump. Caught, gone, surely. Looked mesmerised in the end.
I thought Simon Tregenza last week just gave Swass just that little bit too much latitude, and I see that Robert Shaw has now got O'Connell on him, keeping him just out of the play at the moment.
North Melbourne played on from that free kick in the full back line. And the ball cleared towards left half-back where Scott has taken it over. And Powell, Dipper, we've got a report on the boundary line.
Yes, unfortunately, he's cut his left thigh and is receiving 3 stitches at the moment.
So he's off for the blood rule. Thanks, Dipper, as McGuinness is tackled by Schwass. Just trying to think last week, off the top, whether Adelaide were ever in front of North Melbourne in that Ansett Australia Cup. I've got my doubts whether they ever led them. North certainly got the early goals. Carey kicked a couple in a hurry. So, not a bad start. Very early doors, as you would say, Robbo, as yet. But the signs are there that it's going to be a pretty even match.
My word, Bruce. And I think Adelaide have got everything to fight for here after getting beaten quite dismally, I thought, last week in the finish by 5 goals.
Corey McKernan on the bench has been replaced by Warren Campbell.
Boundary throw in right half forward for the Crows. This time it's Wren doing the ruck work in the forward line. Reynolds for North Melbourne, kicks it high, back towards the wing. A contest back there, punched away very well in the finish by Blakey to the back. Pittman again, starting to get his hands on the football around the middle of the ground. Lee's kick towards half forward. Jarman, brilliantly controlled, gets it to McGuinness. McGuinness off that right foot, kicks to the front of the goals. The attack on the football was fantastic by Smith. His kick off the ground, not quite effective. He goes after it again, but some desperate stuff shown by McDermott at centre half forward for the Crows, and it's held in. A bounce will take place.
Now, I know the AFL are trying to outlaw the packs, and there's an interesting spectator. But I thought McDermott could have been paid a little bit of reward for being on the bottom of that pack.
Gee, I hope that spectator wasn't on the way home from a job today.
Forced forward, but here it is, Bickley for the Crows. Well done. A little quiet in the final of the Ansett Cup, but a very important player, and so is this guy. Wren's left foot snap. Second goal to Wren, second goal to the Crows.
In 7 News tomorrow night, the aftermath of the opening round. Who were our best? How did Shaw's men match up? The details and other AFL highlights in 7 Nightly News.
Nobody knows how to live like 7.
See the superstars of the big league Saturday. At 5, Richmond take on New Boys Fremantle. At 6:30, grand finalist Geelong play Melbourne. A Saturday AFL doubleheader. And don't miss Collingwood and Carlton live 1:30 Sunday.
Crows by 11 points at the MCG. North Melbourne out of the centre. Carey being gang tackled there, 3 of them. Quick left foot by Lee, but turns it over. This is King. He was impressive last year in his 19 games for the Kangaroos. To centre half forward, Lee goes at the back as McCartney and Carey were involved in a wrestle. Pittman got his hands on it, as he's done a number of times so far tonight. Free kick going to the Crows and to their former skipper McDermott. He's played 89 out of the 90 matches this club have been involved in. That's home and away and finals, not counting the night series. Goes wide, good-looking kick, gives Smart a chance. Not a very strong effort by Smart. Scholl to Schwass, to Ashenko in the heart of the centre square.
Big Alex spots a player wide. The kick goes too wide there for King, but he's able to gather the football, gets past McGuinness, and then Tregenza kicks in towards full forward. McCartney doing well in front of Carey, but the umpire sees that it's shepherding against McCartney. No argument from the Crows player. Free kick to Carey. How'd you see that, Jared?
Well, I thought fair decision from the umpire. McCartney just taking his line away. You saw him there, just eyes only for Wayne Carey, not for the ball. He had plenty of support coming. Just a bit of misjudgment early.
Wayne Carey, well within scoring distance. And a pretty good kick too. North Melbourne, but behind. So Carey misses with his first deliberate shot at goal. They've kicked two behinds. Robert Shaw in the coach's box for the Crows as Chalmers kicks in to half-back.
Well, this is an area that the Crows must improve on tonight. Last week in the grand final, very ordinary kickings.
Carey takes it from Schwass, goes to full forward. Long kick right there. Crows force it through from behind. So a couple of rush scores to North Melbourne so far and a missed goal for Carey. McDermott there at the foot of it as Dennis Pagan attempts to improve his view. There's the Schwass mark. He took off as a beauty against McCartney. And as Gerard said a moment ago, the Crows really struggled getting clean possession away from the kick-ins last week. Chalmers decides to go straight down the ground, kick it high, hopefully. Carey was there, not a good man to kick it high to. Tregenza broke the Schwass tackle, has a second go. Was faded a handball to McKinnon, goes to half forward, Wren the target, very tall on Reynolds, still with Wren, well played, but missed by McKinnon. McGuinness's little give to Tregenza. Tregenza inside, chance for Rashuto, who attacks Martin hard with a hip and shoulder. Scholl runs into trouble, Smart runs into the boundary line, out of play, right forward pocket. Crows attacking.
It was a brilliant bit of sidestepping by an umpire there. How he got out of the road of the 4 or 5 players when the ball went forward then was amazing.
And Trent Nichols coming off the ground, going onto McKernan. Already the skipper of last year, McDermott, signaling they need a change.
Wren's kick to the pocket, off hands, out of play.
Jamison just coming back into the defence, picking up McKernan. Now, he did struggle with that player early in the game last week, where McKernan, in effect, got the Roos their first 2 goals.
Forward pocket for the Crows. Wren with the advantage, you'd reckon. Left foot. Doesn't quite get there. McGuinness, had an airy when he really should have taken it cleanly. Pressure from King. McGuinness goes to ground. Well played, King. Scooped it up superbly and is away.
And he's kicked in towards the centre of the ground. Punched away. The ball rebounds. Tackled well was Campbell. Ball spills now for McKinnon. Tackled by Rock. Very effective. Ball still near the centre of the ground here at the MCG. Dust up between Wellman and Allison. In goes Lee, Carey and McCartney, and the umpire will bounce. That play that you're looking at now is about 15 metres from where the bounce will take place, back towards North Melbourne's goal. The bounce forward of the centre for the Adelaide Crows. Ball not clear by Campbell, taken by Scott for North Melbourne. Left foot by Scott, not too bad. The bounce awkward for Allison. Taken by Lee, then Bickley, now McCartney. McCartney's kick towards half-forward Jarman. Well, that wasn't bad. I think he probably meant that to Tregenza. Tregenza's kick to full forward. Awkward. Modra. Snapshot by Tony Modra. Bounces just to the right and goes through for one behind to Adelaide.
Good recovery there by Tony Modra. He, in fact, lost his footing when the ball was coming, as we see Powell still struggling to contain that bleeding. But I think Modra has still got to get in front and lead directly up the ground.
Armstrong, good kick to centre wing to Scott. This is what North did so effectively last week from the kick-ins. Scott to McKernan and Ashenko. They actually probably got in one another's road in there. Well played, Jamison to Wellman. All caught, great tackle, holding the footy. Too slow. Allison and Wellman had a dust-up a moment ago, and Allison is nearly in range. He's a thumping kick. He'll put this right there, I reckon.
This is almost a modern-day sin of football, unlike kicking across the face of goal in your day, Robbo. You just can't jump back through a pack as Wellman tried to do there.
Goes short, gets Longmire at 40 metres.
I think, Jared, the thing that I've noticed over the last 10 or 15 or 20 years, that the tackling is so efficient that you can't take that punt, that you can break it.
That's the point exactly. I think the quantum leap in probably the last 3 or 4 years in the tackling, Robbo, as Warren Campbell appears to be coming off the ground. Important this for John Longmire, a bit down on confidence.
Kicks from about 45 metres. Timed it all right. It's got it.
You want to spill blood on the same patch of grass as the men that came before you. It doesn't separate men from boys. It tears them apart. Broken fingers, 2 shoulder reconstructions, 40 stitches in my face. I'd recommend the game to anyone. I've walked off the field with fewer points than my opponent, but I've never walked off the field a loser.
So the bounce has taken place and the Crows have forced the ball to half forward. There it's taken by Stevens. Hand pass wide, Blakey. Blakey's got a bit of room to move, gets back onto his right foot and kicks it in towards half forward. Looks for McKernan, ball comes to the back, McDermott doing well. Scott Lee, the little kick is okay, and he finds Bickley at right half back. Bickley's kick is a bit of a wobbly one. Towards half forward, made it a bit awkward for the forwards. McGuinness, a handball to no one in particular. Scholl is there to mop up for North Melbourne. The kick by Craig Scholl, nearly well marked there by McKernan, with his hands out in front of his face. A fraction slow, Schwartz is there to help out. A couple of little toe pokes off the ground, and then an effective one. Goes after it again. Gee whiz, if he can get a goal out of this, it'll do soccer a crowd. Longmire's kick is brilliantly smothered. Magnificently smothered by Lee, and forced over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, this is just inspirational stuff from Scott Lee. He brought his hands down at the same flight as the football, didn't come from over above it, therefore blocking its path.
McCartney, danger. Scott got a bad bounce.
She's hot out there.
McKinnon. Longmire. McKinnon, Scott. Left-hand handball, not good. Missed his target. Wellman punches it out.
Well, Wellman just about could have put John Longmire into the Prince Alfred role.
I'm with you, Jared.
Well, we don't mean that literally, but it's very hot, the pressure at the present time.
Not with malice, but
No,
a fair, solid
there.
bump was there to be delivered.
Centre breaks we just saw a moment ago, 3-1. Vishenko in the front, looking for Rock, went to ground, Scott with him. So it's at half forward, and the Crows are leading at 2 goals, 1 to 1 goal 3. On the Friday night football on 7 Sport, North Melbourne and Adelaide. Scott, Armstrong, Allison at 40, overran it, might get another go. Oh, Pittman ran all over the top of him. Surely a free kick, Kerry doesn't like it.
Very crude.
He went short the last time from about 55. Can get hurt, unfortunately, when that happens.
Yes, I concur.
Allison centering kick, a good one. Play on call. Crows got the numbers there in a hurry. Jamison under pressure. McDermott, good hands by Bickley.
Oh, it was spectacular footy, Bruce, there for the Crows to get the ball clear. A good contest provided by McGuinness on Stevens, but the ball gathered by Laidley to Nichols, grabbed by Wellman. Gee, it's a fantastic contest, man on man. Not too many easy kicks being won at the moment. Bickley kicks the ball to half forward. Red probably should have taken that mark. Reynolds, too fierce the handball for Craig Scholl. The ball forced to right half forward. Modra, was that throwing the ball? Not according to the umpire.
He definitely threw that one up in the air, then hit it, didn't hit it off his hand, constituting a throw. But I thought it was interesting, the battle between Reynolds and Wren on that occasion. Wren almost took the mark with his superior height, but then the advantage of Keenan Reynolds' recovery was also evident in the one episode.
Well, being forced to do the ruck work there was Keenan Reynolds. Scott, who's played well in the first term. Handball for Stevens. Too fierce there for Armstrong. Pittman and Jarman combined. Jarman's kick towards full forward. And very well done by Wren. Too tall, puts his big long arms out in front of his face. And has marked about 30 metres out directly in front. He's kicked 2, so a chance for the champion Adelaide ruckman Sean Wren to have 3 goals on the scoreboard, and the quarter with still 5.5 minutes left. Goes for goal. I think he's let himself down.
I think Dennis Pagan will have to be thinking Corey McKernan at this stage. Even Mark Roberts, who's on screen, fresh, has played in defence. In fact, played many games for the Sydney Swans as a full-back.
You're talking about for Wren, are you, Gerard?
That's right.
Gee, Wren's fresh legs late in the game might be handy on the ball if he can keep him in the forward pocket for a while. Smith wide, here's McKernan, Wren at the back. Ball comes to ground. Scott, who has been effective early. Carey sits and waits. Well played, McCartney, attacked it hard. Scott's had 5 touches early. He kicked 84 goals in 2 separate seasons. And we see that North Melbourne have won 71% of their games at the MCG under the lights. Adelaide have won 77% at Football Park under the lights. So when they say that North Melbourne are the nighttime specialists, well, maybe, but the Crows at Footy Park are pretty good too.
And the Adelaide Crows with 12 night games this year.
Still 5 points the difference here. It's been a terrific first quarter of football. Rashudo.
That's got to be holding the man.
Just hung on a bit too long in the end, rocked, didn't he? So Rashudo from centre wing.
Mark Rashudo, one of the outstanding youngsters in AFL football today. The kick, very awkward there, landing just before Nigel Smart could even try and make a half volley of it. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Craig Scholl well on top of Nigel Smart at the present time. He's had 5 touches. Smart yet to get an effective disposal, but at the other end, McCartney doing quite well on Carey.
Boundary throw-in at right half forward for the Crows, or severe tackle or attempted tackle by maybe Smart, was it, Gerard, on Stevens?
Yeah, I just wonder whether Stevens had his head down and kept ducking as he, well, I'm not sure about that one, Robert.
Well, it was Wren first, and Smart dragging the North Melbourne player away from the ball. Mark taken by Scott Lee. He's done pretty well early in the game. He's had 4 kicks and 2 hand passes. That's his 5th kick. In towards half forward. In short, good mark taken by Wren. And Gerard, a change has been made already by the Kangaroos.
McKernan down onto Wren.
McKinnon, left foot, tries to bring her back, misses her behind. So Adelaide, you get the feeling, Gerard, in the last 5 minutes on top, but haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard. They've had a fair bit of the footy, 2-3 to 1-3.
But they've definitely rested the ascendancy from North Melbourne of last Saturday night. I think at the present time, as you say, their dominance isn't reflected on the scoreboard, but they'll go into the quarter-time huddle a lot more confident than perhaps they started.
Schwartz to himself and then goes out long. Wren and Blakey, you'd back Wren normally, goes for the thump. Good move in the end to McDermott, goes back. Well, short kick by Connell. They need a bit of luck here. Going to ground, Rashudo, Armstrong with him. Not well played by the Crows in the end. Schwartz. And away from the back pocket goes Ross Smith. Wren with a chance, got a good bounce. Handball okay. Rashudo's quick kick, long kick, right there to the goal square. Tony Hall, gee, no one down. This was a problem they had last week. Mickey Martin away from full-back. Long kick, Nichols, brave mark. He could see Wellman coming and he kept his eye on the footy.
Terrific play by Trent Nichols. That's inspirational stuff for North Melbourne. They may get a goal out of this. Blakey towards full forward. The ball spills to the back. Knocked away by Chalmers, gathered by Longmire. Reynolds in trouble, having a bit of difficulty getting up with the tempo, Keenan Reynolds. McDermott's kick in towards the centre of the ground. Knocked away from the Crows forwards, now Rashudo. Taken away by King, he's just robbed that. Hand pass, not far enough. Connell gets it to McGuinness. McGuinness's right foot kick. North Melbourne player down behind play. The ball forced forward by McKinnon. Opportunity for Scott once again. Robert Scott from left half back. Short kick is okay, and the mark has been taken by Armstrong.
Kicked that fantastic goal, and here's behind the play. Looks a high tackle.
And David King.
And McDermott was in the screen there. Carey with McCartney. Scott again. 7th touch inside to centre half forward. Longmire got a tricky one. Bickley ridden into the ground by Allison. Might have been a bit stiff. Rock over the top of Wellman. And it'll be a ball up, 2 minutes remaining. 10 touches, I should say, for Scott. Saying earlier, he kicked 42 goals in 1989 for the Cats and 42 in 1992. They're good figures from a forward rover. come midfielder. Pittman, Allison, Wellman, McDermott in trouble. Gets it to McCartney. McGuinness, I reckon for the 5th time tonight, caught on his right leg, which is his wrong side, out of play. He's had 4 and 2, McGuinness.
And Ishenko resting at about the 20-minute mark of this quarter, as he often does. Capuano has replaced him in the row.
Now, at the MCG, Adelaide have won 40% of their matches. North have played a lot more in the last 2 seasons, have won 57%. There's Nichols.
Kick across his right shoulder towards full forward. Scott Lee again, gets past Allison. Quick kick towards half-back. Thumped away over the boundary line by Wayne Schwass. And at left half-forward, it's perhaps not quite up to half-forward for North Melbourne. Tony Hall on the bench for the Crows as the boundary throw-in. It's about 90 to 95 metres around from North Melbourne's goal. And a free kick has been awarded to Pittman. So Pittman for the Crows will kick it forward. Doing a pretty good job around the middle of the ground for the Crows, allowing them to play Wren at full forward. Wren in the back. And McKernan takes a fairly straightforward free kick just behind the centre. He kicks wide, out towards the wing. Making good ground, and a brilliant chest mark in the finish by Carey. He plays on and kicks towards the forward pocket, and similarly, Longmire dives and hugs it to his chest 50 metres from goal.
Well, both marks were classic examples of players making the extra yard. Often players just wait back, put in the short step and try to take it on the half volley, but the rewards and the extra time you get from taking a mark, well and truly worth the effort.
Well, the 2 key forwards for North Melbourne, Wayne Carey and John Longmire, figuring in that passage of play. Carey applauding as Longmire goes for goal from 50 metres. Gets underneath it a little bit. It'll go to the line. Has it been touched? I don't think so. It's a North Melbourne behind. Lots of people excited, including the commentators here at the MCG, as Jamison kicks to himself, but the goal umpire had not completed his duties. Jamison goes back and then kicks it to the left back pocket. It's been taken by Chalmers. Chalmers plays on and then kicks long towards centre wing, and a good mark taken by Rashudo, covering plenty of territory as Mark Rashudo kicks the ball long distances in towards half forward. The siren sounds as Nigel Smart takes the ball over the boundary line, and that would have been his only touch for the quarter. But at quarter time, the Crows lead. They're 2-3. North Melbourne are 1-4.
Pretty good quarter by the Crows. Wren's got 2 goals and Longmire 1 so far. Lots of changes, Jared, have been made. Prior to the match, you tipped that Smart might go up forward, and he did, and that McCartney might get the job on Carey.
Well, in one occasion it hasn't worked because Smart hasn't touched the football. Craig Scholl being quite good. But the big move, of course, is Sean Wren to the forward line, and Robert Shaw will be very happy with the success of that. It's had 2 effects, 2 positive effects for them. One, he's got goals on the board, but 2, it's dragged McKernan out of the forward line for North Melbourne, which has also forced Wayne Carey to take marks further up the ground.
So at quarter time, it's the Crows by 5 points over the Kangaroos. It's 1-4-2-3.
They're back. Rex and the boys on the Sportsworld Footy Panel. The original Footy Forum, Sunday on 7.
Longmire has the goal for North Melbourne and Wren both the goals for Adelaide at quarter time. It's 1-4 North Melbourne and 2-3 Adelaide. How did they line up down the corridor, Jared?
Well, Martin picked up Modra as we would have expected. Craig Scholl on Nigel Smart. Well, a lot of people were tipping that, and it's come off. Nigel Smart yet to touch the ball, but for Adelaide to win the flag, I think he has to be a dominant centre forward. McDermott doing well in the middle on Armstrong, a little bit more effective. McCartney also has control of Carey, and John Longmire showing some encouraging signs.
So that was the spine as they lined up. The Big Dipper and Neil Curley.
Dennis Pagan did ask his players to maintain the footy, obviously with the conditions like this, Curls, and every opportunity kick long into the goal square, because he's shown a lot of faith in Longmire tonight.
Well, the conditions are not good for a short game, and I guess it's the long stuff that's going to win the footy match. But once again, it's half-forward line where the Crows are having trouble with Pittman on the ground playing well. That affords the luxury of Wren up forward, where he's being a very valuable player.
But both sides with a loose man in defence at the start, Bruce.
Good on you, Jared. New and dipper down on the line as McDermott's quick kick. So Michelle, who had a good first term on Smart, bangs it back to centre half forward. Carey again caught between a couple. It's the Crows tactic. It's been pretty effective so far. Jamison over the top, couldn't get rid of it. Stevens' handball, Roberts on the ground. Scott Lee, brave as always. McCartney, Bickley, probably had a bit more time. Now McDermott, high ball, doesn't go very far down the ground though. Wren or Jarman, take your pick. In the heart of the centre square. Jarman takes it. Modra will provide a lead, you'd think. Now he goes in the Modra direction. He'll have a couple against him. Martin gets back there. Now Ross Smith away from the back pocket. Goes wide. North have got numbers. McKinnon's got to go. Couldn't quite get into the act. Capuano to Schwass. Schwass away at half-back. Probing kick to centre half forward. Carey again outnumbered. Rock came in from the side. Carey off the ground through Bickley's hands. Free kick. Bickley kicking in danger. I think he had 6 stitches in the webbing of his hand in three-quarter time last week, Bickley. Carey unhappy.
The tactics working quite efficiently against Carey, Jared, at half forward.
Yes, well, I think McCartney is on top, and he's getting a little bit more assistance today with McKernan up the other end of the ground. He has to play a genuine centre-half forward's position.
Certainly the players down the ground, forcing the North Melbourne players to kick quickly in towards the half-forward area. There's Sean Wren in picture, Reynolds, Campbell and Ischenko. 3 fairly tall players on the bench for North.
Well, I guess that's a consideration. Did they go in? Perhaps just the one tall too many.
Right half forward for Adelaide. Boundary throw in. Down goes Armstrong. Tackle effective by McDermott. Brown it is. Kicks the ball forward. Jarman tries to get it to Modra, but Martin is there. Now Scholl. Scholl the little kick. Laidley coming into the play. His kick towards the wing. It's pretty good. And he finds Blakey. Blakey looks to run on. Succeeds. His kick towards the 50-metre line. The ball spills to the back. Went straight through young Capuano. Overrunning the ball, but it's Scott Lee who gets back for the Crows. He's kicked towards the half-back right, and the mark has been taken out there by Connell. Handball Bickley, then McDermott. McDermott doing well, as Jared mentioned at quarter time. He's kicked towards half-forward. Wren could have nearly taken the mark. McKernan forced to kick quickly. Struggle there. Jarman is underneath it. Scholl is the tackler, and the umpire has decided on a bounce on the right-hand point of the square in Adelaide's half-forward area. Powell in trouble. His eye, well, very, very much in question there. Now McGuinness from about 55, 60 metres. Again kicking with the right foot towards full forward the mark. Taken by Mickey Martin.
Important now for Tony Modra just to keep his cool. He hasn't had really many opportunities. The ball hasn't been delivered to him. Just got to keep the confidence up.
Rock read it pretty well, went to ground. Connell over the top. Played a handful of games at West Coast. Short by Wren, okay, but Stevens chipped in on McGuinness. Good smother off the boot there. I think it was Wellman. And a second one. May have been Connell. I'll pick him up. It was Connell. Out of play at half forward. Crows attacking.
Classic second effort performance there from Connell. 2 smothers in 2 seconds.
Laidley back. One of a number of players in North Melbourne who started their careers with other clubs in the AFL. Quick kick by Ross Smith, but only as far as McKinnon.
How far did that go?
About maybe 10, if that, Robbo. He was one of the players who was loose, as Jared said at the start. Wellman, the other one. That's not a good kick by McKinnon. Modra not getting into the contest, so the signs are not good for Modra early in the second quarter. Laidley's little kick. Tregenza clever. Gets a second go. Important kick, this one. Connell, no, not a good one by Tregenza. Really gave Connell only a 50-50 ball. Blakey's off, he's gone. Smart's got him, but Blakey's able to get rid of it. Connell's pulled off it, didn't get a free kick. Now Smart's got it. No advantage. Now McGuinness at 50, caught. Has to concede some ground, free kick. I think the Crows are a bit unlucky there.
Yes, eventually it's going to crack for the Crows, though. They're just applying enormous amounts of pressure on the North Melbourne defence. To their credit, they are standing up against the battery of the Crows, but one just gets the feeling that they're about to crack.
Stevens kicks towards the wing. Good strong mark taken there by Capuano. Matthew Capuano played 3 games last year for North Melbourne. Kicks in towards half forward. Roberts couldn't take the mark. Kick forward by Rock. Chance here for Scott. missed the ball. Tregenza didn't. Picks up, kicks with the left foot back towards the centre of the ground. Smith overruns it. McKernan punch. Gatherers by King. Pretty quick, David King. His kick towards half-forward, ill-directed as far as the forwards for North Melbourne are concerned. Chalmers able to get back, gathers. Longmire applies pressure. Chalmers' kick lands on the chest out there of Matt Connell.
That's been a far more important area for the Adelaide Crows that they've improved on. Just more stability out of the back line. They are pinpointing passes, maintaining possessions, rather than just bombing it as they've done over the last year or so.
Rashudo coming up for his 7th kick.
Centres it. Renzi's targeted centre half forward. Couldn't hold it. McKernan. Kick away. McKernan doing all right on Wren back there. Two of the real young guns in the competition. Carey with the throw. King to centre half forward. Roberts attacks it. Might get a second chance. Still with Roberts. Allison on the up. Very good. Armstrong, good footy. Here's a goal. Schwass from 30 metres. Goes for it. Misses it. Well, he had every chance there, didn't he? He was only 30 metres away, all on his own. He'll be disappointed. Have a look at this. Can't believe it.
Probably could have taken another couple of strides, do you think, Jared? Got a little bit closer?
I guess so. For a player of Swass's ability, though, you put them down as gimmies, but we've all missed them over the years.
Just 3 goals in the game so far. It did rain earlier. You wouldn't say that was an excuse. Both defences very much on top. This is McCartney for the Crows. A little kick by that player. Finds Lee. Lee close to the wing. Kicks towards half forward. Very wide. Smart as bark, but it may be over the line on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne. And it's taken back there by their state representative, Craig Scholl. The kicker towards the centre of the ground. Gatherers by McKinnon. Then Pittman. Now McGuinness. Wider still to Wellman. Good prospect, Sean Wellman kicks it towards the full forward area, looks for Modra. The ball clears the players back there. McKernan wet for the football, and Brown. Martin under pressure, goes to the boundary line. Questionable. Umpire gives the all clear to the boundary umpire to throw it in.
And the umpire's on the Mickey Martin bandwagon, do you think, Robbo?
Well, he's a popular player, isn't he, Mick? About 45 metres from the Crows' goal, boundary throw-in. Wren, in front was McKernan. Wren tried to get the ball clear. Brown, Smart, McGuinness tackled by Smith, was a fierce tackle. Stevens goes down. Scott goes down. Keep your footing and you may get a kick. McDermott and Jarman combine. Jarman's kick to the pocket. Gathered by Wren. Away to Brown. Snapshot by Brown. Mickey Martin plays the percentages and bashes it through for a rush behind to the Adelaide side.
Just playing in front, paying off there for Mick Martin once again. Pretty much of a mongrel kick coming in from Brown, and he just didn't read it well enough, Modra, to be in front.
Laidley in the back pocket. They went very short, North Melbourne, to Blakey. Percentage footy there. Just a couple of kicks, though, and only 35 metres away. Blakey back. Smith from half-back to centre wing. Capuano. Pittman goes early. Capuano has the second go. Oh, well played, Carey. But Lee attacked it strongly. Schwass won't be happy with that. McCartney goes to ground. Bickley with courage again, kicking in danger. That was, I think Schwass has reacted to what happened earlier. And when he has a look at the replay, Wayne Schwass, he'll be pretty disappointed with this. Because Bickley's been cleaned up pretty badly.
There's been a number of classic hospital handballs tonight, and it's the first one that's been collected. I think he was just attacking the ball, maybe, Bruce.
Rashudo. McGuinness. Brown.
Right hand.
To McGuinness. Short to Wren. Here's a goal, surely. That's his third. No, he's missed it well.
He just rushed it on that occasion. He had plenty of time. He just had to get his momentum running with the centre of the goals. He just flailed at the ball, and there's only a 50-50 chance.
Well, it was a gimme, though, wasn't it?
So you wouldn't get too many easy chances like that, especially in a tight game like this.
I mean, that's why he missed it, because the pressure was intense.
Laidley to himself goes wide.
The kick towards half-back. Punched forward for the Crows. Brown handball over the top. McGuinness again off the right foot. Kick towards full forward. Smart. The two number 7s, Smart and Laidley. But the mark has been awarded to Nigel Smart directly in front and only 20 metres out.
Nigel Smart. Well, he could have left it for Jan, but I think he had the momentum and a pretty good performance. First kick for the night, Robbo.
Yes, Nigel Smart very quiet in the first term. Got a touch as the siren sounded to end the first quarter. So his first kick results in a goal.
Lynn and Doug have a little secret, and he knows it.
I witnessed them.
Now,
Is this a bad time?
he'll use anything, anyone,
What are you?
and do the unthinkable to make them pay.
What is it you're really after?
Blade Runner's brilliant Rutger Hauer,
What is it gonna take?
Rebecca De Mornay,
We're getting it over with now.
and Ron Silver in the sensual premiere thriller Blind Side, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
3-5 to 1-5. Tregenza's handball to McDermott. Modra in the front spot. Martin at the back. King runs it out of place. So the Crows are a couple of goals in front here. They lead by 2 in a low-scoring game. Gee, North Melbourne. And remember how successful they were last week in the Ansett Australia Cup, where they were able to gang up against Modra successfully with 2 players coming across, and it worked very well. That was a flashback to last week. In the pocket here. Hall goes for it, can't get it. Over the top of it might be King. Trying to get him is Connell. Jarman's little hounds. Brown went to ground. Stevens, Brown again. Over the top, handball out. Chance for Wren. Oh, Mickey Martin well played again. And as we showed on that flashback a moment ago, Smith and Martin combined so well last week against Modra, and Martin started pretty well tonight.
A good play by Mickey Martin. They're outnumbered. And he's forced a boundary throw in the right forward pocket for Adelaide. Wren and McKernan. Ball comes down to Stevens. He gathers, then gets his left foot to it. Kicks it wide out towards the wing. The mark is taken by Capuano. Capuano is not quite up to the wing. He plays on. The smother affected by Pittman. It comes back to Capuano. He throws the ball onto his left foot, but the mark taken by Rashudo.
That's where Adelaide are doing far better tonight. They're getting numbers back in defence. They're creating that wall across half-back. They know North Melbourne will bomb it to Carey. A little bit predictable under those circumstances, and they're winning the football and taking it forward with crisp possessions, that not being one of them.
Rashudo, perhaps not quite as good a kick as he has delivered in the past. North Melbourne get the ball towards full forward. Longmire could have nearly taken that.
Once again, numbers at centre half-back,
McCartney combines. Connell's on the end of the chain of hand passes. Kicks it out. Waited there for Tregenza. Tregenza gets past and then kicks with the right foot. Hooks the kick a little bit into the pocket. Punched away from Modra by Mickey Martin. And the North Melbourne fans are ecstatic with Michael Martin's performance. So far, Robert Shaw not too pleased. Look at Mickey Martin defending grandly for the Kangaroos. The ball 50 metres from the Adelaide goal.
Smart goes along with Shaw. Here's Ross Smith under pressure, high ball. McDermott underneath it. It's been pretty good, McDermott. Played for Glenelg last weekend in the South Australian National Football League. This is his 10th touch coming up.
Tregenza's quarter's been pretty important also, Bruce.
Yeah, lots of touches for him as well on the centre wing. Came off the interchange earlier. Goes in short. McDermott to Brown. Still outside of the range, though, at 50. I've seen him kick a couple from about here, but you'd say that it's about 5 metres too far out. Wren's in the goal square. Brown kicking from about 53 metres. Good kick, very good kick right there. Wren getting underneath it, runs into Jarman. Will claim a mark, but it won't be one, and it'll be a bounce.
I think under those circumstances, it's really, you've just got to go for percentage football. There's no way that Brown was ever going to kick that goal. Perhaps if Adelaide just cleared a bit of space, kicked it to the top of the square and flooded the area with crumbers, they could manufacture something.
Wren's in there, along with McKernan. Quick kick by Stevens. Smart underneath it. Well done by Roberts. Rashudo runs into Schwass. Tregenza back to Connell, who also has had a good turn. Chips it in, McCartney. Now, he's not a bad kick, McCartney. He's too far. He's about 70 metres. Modra stationary, now moving. McCartney's going to go for it, doesn't time it, wobbles it badly to fall forward. Taken clearly by McKernan, who's done pretty well back there.
Ordinary kick, though, let himself down. McKinnon tackled by Roberts. Ball spills at Scott. Wide handball. Carey, good hands, back to Scott. Scott's left foot kick towards half forward. The ball hits the ground. Ellison Can't break clear of Lee, but he can get the hand pass to Scott. Scott goes in short, mark taken by Stevens. This is Anthony Stevens for North Melbourne. He's kicking towards the 50-metre line, nearly taken by Roberts. Gatherers by Allison, sweeping hand pass. Scott again, knocking up, getting hold of the football. He's kicked towards full forward, bashed clear. Back towards half forward, gathered by Stevens. Stevens, a snapshot for goal is wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will be taken for Adelaide as Dennis Pagan and one of his helpers there, Mark Dawson, look on. This is Chalmers for Adelaide. He's kicked out towards half-back. The ball spills to the back. Knocked forward by Pittman. Makes a path for McDermott. Little kick by that player from mid-air. Hacked out of there, but it's been marked by Scholl. He's asked to play on. Kicks in towards half-forward, looking for the captain. Carey up high. Oh, he nearly grabbed it. Underneath that is McCartney. Gets the handball wide. Good play there by Pittman. Rashudo takes the hand pass. Kick towards half-forward. Could have been nearly a free kick. Ross Smith tough. Hard as nails. Clears for North Melbourne. Back towards the centre of the ground. Good half volley taken by Nichols. Brilliant football by the North Melbourne midfielder. His kick towards full forward has been marked brilliantly by Longnine. 50 metres from goal. He can kick to the square. The smother again is terrific. The defensive work of both sides has been first class. McDermott holds it up, and the umpire can do nothing more than bounce at the left-hand forward point of the square in North Melbourne's forward zone.
A change in midfield. Stevens has gone onto McDermott, and Armstrong now moved away from the centre, and he's on McGuinness.
McDermott, Connell breaks the tackle, does pretty well from centre half back up to half forward. Smart in the front spot. King at the back. McGuinness with a bit of pace. Armstrong with him. Now McGuinness. Jarman, normally good hands under pressure from Laidley, out of play. The Crows going pretty well against the Kangas.
Free kick, Bruce.
It's to the Crows. McGuinness has got it. Modra front spot. Well done, Martin Modra. Second attempt, got it. Well, that'll give him a lift. I reckon that's the first time he's beaten Mickey in about 2.5 hours of footy. One out. Well, if he could kick this, it would give the Crows a 3-goal lead in a low-scoring game.
I think that one of the key things is just keeping on having a go. And when players are down a little bit, if his teammates can see him having a go, it's good inspiration for everybody all over the field.
It's kick. It's pretty close. Missed. Modra. What's the situation with young Powell, Neil? Is he likely to come back?
I don't think so, Bruce. He's got a bad eye. It's swollen right up and he can't see out of that eye.
As a Crow file, you love them so much. How do you think they're travelling, Curls?
Oh, they're travelling very well. It's a good game of footy. They're certainly using the ball a lot better tonight than they did last week.
Well, North Melbourne a possession at half-back, but they gave it up, kicked it straight to McDermott. McDermott, we must reiterate, having a tremendous impact on this game with 12 possessions. And playing in the centre now, Anthony Stevens has gone in there to try and negate Chris McDermott's effect on the game. The kick towards half-forward, snooze off the side of the boot. And good fortune for Adelaide. Tony Hall is marked well within scoring distance.
Campbell coming onto the ground. Rock.
Yes, this is a slewed kick by Nigel Smart. You can see the ball through the air. Tony Hall, there's a free kick being relayed down the ground. It's going to Adelaide to be taken by Brown. There must have been a holding incident further forward for Adelaide. North Melbourne fans not too happy. Wayne Schwass indicating his displeasure. So Brown should make a certainty of this. Nearly in the square, he kicks the goal.
There's an Australian airline that can fly you to over 90 destinations in 26 countries on 5 continents. It's not just Australia's leading airline, it's the largest airline in Southeast Asia. The airline that you know best.
4-6 to 1-5. It looks like David King might have given the free kick away against David Brown. We're all a bit in the dark up here. We weren't watching the action in the goal square. Pittman goes. Brown over the top. Crows have got a handy break. Pittman's been important off the ground. Mickey Martin attacks it. Modra gets him. Modra high tackle, no free kick. Play on call. Rashudo, Gore gave it up too quickly. Laidley, well played to Blakey. Blakey off one leg into the centre, courage there. By Nichols was in the centre of them. Carey's handball a beauty to Swash. Swash a wobbler. Important ball. Longmire one out. Normally does this well. Should kick a goal. This will lift them. Well played, Big Horse. That's his second. Oh, doesn't that send that chill down your spine when you see the big fella do that?
There's a Wayne Carey just coming down to pat old John Longmire on the backside. Wayne Swass just showing what an important player he is for North Melbourne. When he gets the football, something usually happens. Magnificent blind turn. And importantly, he ran in a straight line with the centre of the goals, and that's where the ball went. Perhaps that's what Sean Wren needed to do at the other end of the ground. But North Melbourne's only goal for the quarter today.
Very much standing up, John Longmire, as he becomes more experienced. The bounce in the centre. Up high was Capuano, trying to take the ball clear of the congested centre. There was McDermott. But the umpire will be forced to bounce once again. Good spirit, McDermott and Stevens. Adelaide leading by 13 points. Ball comes back to McDermott, gets his right foot to it. Kicks it to within scoring distance for the Crows. The ball rebounds. Up high was King, taken away by Scholl. Kick quickly out towards a vacant wing area. The race is on out there. Connell and Allison. Allison drags Connell down, but the umpire gives the all clear for a boundary throw-in.
And Brett Chalmers being taken off the ground, being replaced by Matthew Kluzak, who's going down onto Mark Roberts.
Boundary throw-in, Pittman from behind. Capuano, this is Allison. Off the left foot. Carey punched away, back towards centre-half forward proper. Tregenza's quick kick back towards the centre of the ground. Ball knocked away, McKinnon gets it to Brown. Brown from the left foot towards full forward. Specky nearly taken by Modra. Gathered by Tony Hall. Across his body, Tony Hall has missed.
It's been evident tonight, though, that if there's two options for the Crows, one out wide, one down the middle, that they've continually gone to the centre of the ground. Tony Modra just having a bit of airtime there. Jamison's gone on to John Longmire at the other end of the ground.
Smith straight down the centre. Wren well done against McKernan that time. King was there. McGuinness at 45 metres on his right leg. Goes for goal. Gets towards the goal square behind. Jamison has gone on to Longmire with the Kluzak move going on to Roberts. 4-8 to 2-5. There's Brett Chalmers. Longmire with the 2 goals that North have scored. What an exciting game it's been to half-time. Low scoring.
12 shots to 7 in favour of Adelaide.
It's a fair indication, you'd think. Smith out wide. Schwass, oh, fantastically, couldn't quite hold it. He's lifted a bit here, Schwass. Runs away with a bounce. Then goes a little one to Campbell at centre wing. North looking for counter-attack here. Bickley's got to get underneath. It goes with one hand. Taken by Lee, caught, well tackled by Nichols. He's a sharpshooter. He could go from 40 metres. He has goal. The Kangas are coming back.
Play of the day so far, or play of the night there by Trent Nichols. Tregenza kicks the ball forward. Nearly taken by King, a spectacular effort. Hacks it out of mid-air. Tregenza again. Can't break the tackle. Handball gathered by Smart from 50 metres. Nigel Smart. Can he kick his second goal? No, it's hit the post.
The 93
disappointment of the Crows supporters, Gerard.
Bit of voice there. The 93 final series showed what a player that Nigel Smart could be for the Crows at centre-half forward. We believe, courtesy of Neil Curley, that Bickley has got a few injury problems.
Smith gets under the kick in, goes well outside 50 metres, and it's forced over for a throw in about 75 to 80 metres from the Crows' goal.
Neil, are you listening? What is wrong with Bickley? Is he?
I'd say he's concussed, Bruce. So that kick in the head, he sort of doesn't quite know where he is out there. He's coming off now to be changed for Wellman.
OK, fair enough. Thanks for that, Curls.
Boundary throw in. Capuano gets it down to Stevens. Stevens quickly towards half forward. Carey gets back, gathers the football. Campbell loves this situation. The little kick should be marked. Oh, he's dragged down. It should be a free kick anyway. It was going to be a mark to Nichols. He was dragged down, and the free kick will go to Trent Nichols, and you just about back him in, Gerard. He'd certainly kick the distance. A pretty good kick for a small player.
Yes, once again, standing tall, under severe pressure. It's been a pretty important 3 or 4 minutes for North Melbourne.
What a resurrection for his career. Trent Nichols coming to North Melbourne. Great kick as a goal.
How does it happen? You're down in a mine, or painting a sign, or strain until you thought you'd burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. You're leading the band, or lending a hand. You can get it any old how. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter.
North have kicked the last 3 goals. They're within 4 points after trailing by 19. Tregenza, another touch for him. Goes to full forward. Wren and Modra. Wren set himself. Martin well played off the side, though. Will bounce inside at 50. It's a fair result for North Melbourne. And with 3.5 minutes remaining, a goal either way here is a very big swing. Tregenza's had 10 kicks and 1 handball. If North could lead at half-time, it would be a body blow for the Crows, but another Crow goal gives them a couple of goal advantage. So important here for 3.5 minutes. Schwass from half-back to centre wing. Allison, a juggle, couldn't quite. Tregenza again, good hands that time. McDermott round his body, couldn't look. Smith in the box seat, Hall against him. McGuinness caught, should be gone, just got rid of it. Hall fell over, little handball, didn't go far. Smart tried to get rid of a couple, couldn't. Little toe poke there by North. Pittman's hands were good to McDermott round his body. North is standing up against the onslaught. Smith has to concede a bit of ground. McKinnon goes to ground, can't get it out. It's good footy. It's out of play in the pocket. It didn't go very far, but gee, there are a lot of footballers around the contest, all striving to get hold of it and try and do something effective with it. The Crows attacking. They lead 4-9 to 4-5.
Well, you just about guess by the evenness of the contest that there's not much statistically in it. And North Melbourne struggling to clear the ball from their full-back line. It'll come back, maybe, no. A good interception by Capuano of the Lee hand pass. Forces it over for throw-in.
And the smothering tonight has been an absolute feature of the game.
Boundary throw-in on centre wing. Down goes Pittman, gathered by Lee. Long kick by Lee to full forward. The ball hits the ground as a free kick. Could be going to Adelaide.
Big fellow again. He's got collected on the way through by Capuano.
He's missed a couple, Robbo. He's missed 2 easy ones, Wren, after kicking the first 2 goals for the Crows.
Yeah, pretty soft free kick that one, I thought.
Yes, it looked as though it was awarded against McKernan for the attempted punch that hit him at the back of the neck. And maybe justifiable result in the finish. Wren misses to the right and kicks his 3rd behind. He's kicked 2 goals 3 in that scoreline for Adelaide of 4 goals 10 to North Melbourne 4-5, so 14 scoring shots to 9. Don't know whether you can gather much from that. There's been tremendous pressure applied on both sides, and on a lot of occasions you'd have to say that, well, it's been that pressure that has forced the 4-10 on the scoreboard. It's forced out towards centre wing. Pittman and Capuano, the players in picture there, Wayne Schwass, Anthony Stevens, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Just a couple of minutes left in the first half.
Well, will North Melbourne win the flag this year? 5 teams have won the night and day flag since '77. That's 5 out of 19. So the percentages are against them, but they're one of the favourites, and they'll be right there. Schwass gets a free kick.
And on tonight's showing, the Adelaide Crows won't be far behind them either.
The Bombers were the last to do it. The double here, Schwass, with Connell just over the top. Schwass playing for it, getting it. Goes to half forward. Carey swings it wide. Takes a long time to get to Campbell. McKinnon to Lee. Lee goes in short. Jarman, lately's been able to hold him up. Smart concedes some ground, but then goes back. Wobbles, a poor-looking kick. It bounces all right for King, who will run away. King at half-back. Gets good distance to half-forward. Oh, Carey! A beautiful mark. He went early and hung there and held it. At 80 metres, the King goes to full forward. Longmire in the front spot. Ball goes to ground, and it'll be a bounce. Oh, what a mark by Carey.
I was just about to say that North Melbourne needed a lift out of Carey. They certainly got one.
It's pretty good, Carey. He averages 8.1 marks. That was in 1994 every time he plays.
Well, that was a spectacular effort there just a few minutes ago. Roberts pushed off the ball there by McDermott. He can't clear the pack. Neither can Robert Scott. McKinnon. Well, a difficult situation. Armstrong may do something. Kicks to the front of the square. Carey forces it over with Jamison for a rush behind. And McCartney, Gerard, you feel doing a pretty good job?
I think he's done particularly well. Carey's had 11 possessions, which from centre forward is particularly good, but he just hasn't been as damaging as we know he can be and has shown throughout the pre-season comp.
Player we saw a glimpse of there just a few minutes ago was Danilchenko, who was an emergency for this match. Of course, played in the reserves game earlier on this evening. That incidentally resulted in a win for St Kilda, 14-6 to 11-16, and Trevor Barker coaching the St Kilda reserves for his first stint at AFL coaching.
Laidley at centre wing, kicking on the left. Was injured last week. And Carey the target. So Adelaide have got a narrow lead here at half-time. They led by 5 points at quarter-time. And at half-time, the margin is back to 4. But oh, what it might have been for the Crows. They led by 19 points at one stage. Longmire's got a couple, Nichols has got 2, and for Adelaide, Wren's got 2, but he's missed 3 pretty easy ones. Brown 1 and Smart 1. So, Gerard, this is a real line ball. It was 11-4 on and 7-4 before the go with National Sportsbook. Right now, it'll be about 5-4 on each of 2.
Yes, great signs for the Adelaide Crows, but the maturity of the North Melbourne side to hang in there under supreme pressure and then to go in at half-time, only a couple of points in arrears, just shows that I think we're in for an absolute blockbuster in the second half.
So at half-time, it's Adelaide by 4 points over North Melbourne. The scores are 4-6 to 4-10.
Bruce McAvaney hosts Australia's #1 sporting show, Sports World, every Sunday morning on 7.
Welcome back to the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Just after half-time, the Crows lead by 4 points.
We've got Brett Chalmers on screen, Neil Curley, and I'm just wondering whether you thought he was a little bit hard done by being dragged off the ground.
Yeah, Longmire had got away on a couple, but I thought young Chalmers was playing pretty well. Obviously, Rob thought he may want a bit better balance there, perhaps a touch more experience. I don't know the situation, but they've made the move, so we'll wait and see.
Further to what you said, I know the game is often won in midfield, but the Crows have got to kick a winning score. Now, Sean Wren, you don't feel it's time that he perhaps went into the middle of the ground? Do you think he's perhaps having a negative influence on both Modra and Hall, even though he could possibly have kicked 4 or 5 goals?
Well, I don't think Wren could do any better than Pittman at this stage on the ball. I think Pittman's doing a very good job there. And I think Wren does give them a tremendous option up forward and does, of course, make Pagan change his game plan a bit with McKernan. So I think the ploy's working pretty well, and if Wren had it kicked accurately, well, you're looking at 5 goals in a half a footy. That's pretty good value.
Well, Neil's gone right back to full forward as we speak. Wren and Modra's at half forward right at the moment.
Well, things are working.
He's still coaching the Crows, Neil Curley.
4-10 to 4-6. Start of the second half of the Melbourne Cricket Ground on Friday night footy. An exciting first half, low scoring. Pittman to go against Asheko back on the ground. Pittman did win the tap, had to get it back towards Rashudo. Good tackle, Stevens. McKinnon over the top. And just repeating that the Crows led by 19 minutes at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter, and North Melbourne kicked 3 goals late in the term. They were 19 points in front, 19 minutes into the second term. Stevens. Free kick to Pittman, who has been very, very good.
Tony Modra well up the ground, playing up at centre-half forward.
Pittman's kick in that direction. Hall in the front spot. He's good at that. If you give him a run, he's a sticky finger. Started with Glenelg in South Australia, then at Hawthorn. And in his second season at the Crows, goes towards Wren. Well played at the back, McKernan. Then McKernan just got it away from Smart. Well done. Connell, who was good in the second term. Smart, who got into the game late in the second quarter. Handball by Blakey, finds the boundary line out of play.
Clearly, Robert Shaw wants to get Wren in a one-on-one battle with Corey McKernan. He's pushed both Hall and Modra well up the ground. Perhaps that'll help in Modra losing Mickey Martin.
Well played, Schwartz, because Connor was in the box seat. Schwartz was able to rip it away. Wobbles a punt kick up towards centre wing. Carey gets a free kick. They dumped him there. It was McCartney against him. and the North Melbourne captain from the centre.
Once again, getting a possession deep in defence for North Melbourne.
Carey's kick to perhaps where he usually takes his place at centre-half forward. McKinnon's hand pass only as far as Nichols. Nichols from pretty much a standing start, but a good mark taken by Rashudo, going back with the flight of the ball. Mark Rashudo, he kicked quickly to right half back, and the mark taken there for the Crows by Connell. Matthew Connell, the ex-West Coast Eagles player. Modra falling. Schwass keeps his footing and then kicks it towards full forward in the direction of Longmire. High, couldn't take the mark. Ball rebounds now for McDermott. Slips the hand pass out to Tregenza. Tregenza's got McGuinness running in support. McGuinness is near the centre of the ground. He kicks towards half forward. Inside 50 metres, a great mark taken by Smart in front of a pack of 3 or 4 players. Nigel Smart would be within scoring distance, I would consider. He's already kicked 1 goal. Nigel Smart now. Interesting statistic. He's kicked 8.3 goals in Melbourne, and you saw the statistic in Adelaide. He's kicked another goal in Melbourne.
So Smart's got a couple. 4-6 to 5-10. Crows stretch it out to 10 points.
Tony McGuinness getting onto that damaging left foot that he possesses, and well, it wasn't a pinpoint pass, but Smart showing endless ability, and we know that I think he's just an untapped resource still, despite being a dual All-Australian.
So the Crows just average 8 goals in a little bit at the Melbourne matches and over 12 at Footy Park. They haven't won, well, they've won 1 game in their last 17 in Victoria, the Crows. It's 5-10 to 4-6. They lead North Melbourne, the second favourites for the flag, by 10 points. Tregenza out of the centre square, a wobbly old one. Hall goes to attack it, Brown's with it, drop the footy, Jarman over the top of it, Lanty well played. They grab hold of him, Jarman's there with Blakey. North Melbourne, as they've done so effectively throughout the night, hold it up. So it's not an impressive stat, is it? 8.3 goals in Victoria, the Crows. And remembering, as I said earlier, just 2 wins in the last 2 seasons here, one of them in a big final against Hawthorn.
I think significant is their attack on the football as distinct from last year. This is Stevens from right half back for North Melbourne. His kick high towards the wing. Carey couldn't take the mark. Pittman and McKinnon. Taken by McDermott. Decides on the hand pass again. Tregenza on the end of it. Kicks with his right foot in towards the centre-half forward position. Nearly another mark taken by Nigel Smart. Craig Scholl gets it to Nichols. Nichols, a pretty good deliverer of the football. This is no exception. Allison couldn't quite take the mark. North Melbourne fans scream, as does Gerard Healy. Thought it was a mark. The Crows go forward towards half forward. Blakey dragged off the football. The umpire decides this is a free kick to North Melbourne, and it'll go back to their ever-reliable defender, John Blakey. He's inside the Crows' 50-metre area. He kicks out towards the wing. The mark taken by Matthew Armstrong. Armstrong looked in all sorts of trouble last week with a bad knee, but fortunate for North Melbourne, he's here tonight and playing. Another free kick to North Melbourne. Free kicks are 8 to Adelaide, 12 to North Melbourne. The kick in towards full forward. Longmire couldn't take the mark. The ball knocked away by Jamison close to the line, and it goes over for a throw in about 50 metres from the North Melbourne goal. Jamison looks as though he's put on a bit of bulk there over the summer too. Ischenko and Pittman doing the ruck work. Pittman gets his right fist to it. Kick forward by Stevens to the front of the goals. Great mark, Longmire. Good contest between 2 players, but Longmire winning in the strength department and taking a terrific mark for North Melbourne right in front, 20 metres out.
Good sharp kick there by Anthony Stevens, I think it was, and in front John Longmire. Just too strong on that occasion for Brett Chalmers.
Longmire's kick 2, important kick for goal for North. Very bad miss.
Just staggered at that one.
Important that players convert from those chances straight in front and within 30 metres.
Although if we get a chance, I might just like to ask Neil Curley, with Modra up on the half-forward line, perhaps he'd be better off on the bench. Hasn't shown a great liking for playing further up the ground.
Well, I'm sure we can get through to Neil as the time progresses. The Crows get the ball out of defence, up towards the wing area. Kicked off the ground by Schwass. Stevens, spirited player, Anthony Stevens. That kick off the side of his boot. That should have been a free kick, shouldn't it? Yes, it is. Jumping too high was the North Melbourne player, and the free kick to go to Connell. Doing pretty well, Matthew Connell.
Two centre-half forward. Modra goes early, one hand, goes to ground. Brown tries to get it forward, doesn't really succeed. Scholl under pressure from Pittman. McGuinness, this should suit him at 50. Swings it back to the goal square. Jarman, juggle, Wren off the ground. It's a North Melbourne kick, it's a behind. Is it a free kick? Yes, against Wren, no score there, and McKernan will get it. So McKernan's free kick, no score. Adelaide lead 5-10 to 4-7. Gee, aren't goals hard to get here? It makes it very exciting every time anyone scores. McKernan's kicked the centre-half back. Rock attacked it strongly. Found the football. Finds a little bit of space. Carey the target. McCartney and Carey. Good mark by the North Melbourne captain. He usually thumps the ball long. That gives Longmire a chance. Well done, Chalmers. Taken by Nichols, high tackle. Play on call. No advantage. North Melbourne might be disadvantaged by all of this. Kluzek's quick kick. Here's Modra and also Martin. Important ball to be won. Hall's got it. Should do something constructive. Goes short. Not good. Smart. Now Smart again. Under pressure. Scholl was all over him. No free kick. Crows might turn this over. It'll be a bad miss this. Blakey's got it. Sidesteps. Goes wide. McKinnon going to get underneath. No. Bouncing ball. Tregenza with a chance. Handball to McKinnon was outstanding. McKinnon with one bounce. McKinnon at 80 metres. Wobbles one to Jarman. He's got it. And he'll goal. And he does.
Next week, how to feed a family of 4 for less than $10 a day.
It was a challenging task, and I had to actually shop around to get the best value for money.
It's easier than you think.
This is what every family wants. Meals that are nutritious, filling and very inexpensive.
And we tell you how to predict the weather for the next 3 months, what's in store for Easter. Plus, so you want to be a model.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Today, tonight, 6:30 weeknights on 7.
6-10 plays 4-7. Adelaide lead. 15 points. North clear the ball from the centre, but it's McKinnon and Nichols. McKinnon does well. Nichols chases hard. Then affects the tackle, but a good mark taken by Tony Hall. Starting to get into the play. He's wide at left half forward. He's kicked towards full forward. Punched away by McKernan. Sitting underneath it is Stevens. Tackled a little high, was it? Yes. And the free kick to Anthony Stevens. Handball Laidley. Laidley's kick is a bit risky across the face of goal. Gathered by Modra. Slick handball Jarman. Back to Rashudo. Kicks beautifully on the run. This time he's offline and registers one behind for the Crows.
There's the bench for the Adelaide Crows, and just looking for another option. Obviously with Powell injured, they perhaps haven't got a regular half-forward flanker. Maybe Bickley's the man, but we believe he's also concussed. So limited opportunities and options there for Robert Shaw with his bench. The point I'm trying to make is with Tony Modra, he's not a classical half-forward flank. Perhaps he could just shuffle that side around a little bit to get more out of it.
I'll tell you what, the 18 out there at the moment aren't doing a bad job, Gerard. 6-11 to 4-7. Jarman in front, punched away. Falls for Scholl. Scholl's kick out towards the wing. Carey in front. Didn't take the mark. Free kick. Advantage paid to North Melbourne. Anthony Rock goes down the ground to half forward. The ball spills. Chance here for Nichols. Knocked forward by McKinnon. Unfairly, says the umpire, and Nichols will take the free kick. And again, it'd have to be a real chance to score. McKinnon back on the mark, so Nichols takes advantage and pumps it through for a North Melbourne goal. He's kicked 3.
Allow us to highlight a few of the Mitsubishi Verada's features. The Mitsubishi Verada V6 Xi.
6-11 to 5-7. Nichols with 3 goals. Connell out of the centre. He's been good, but the kick not so good. McKernan takes a brave mark at centre-half back. McKernan wide. Jarman couldn't get a run at it. Well played by Blakey. Armstrong away. Not big stats for Armstrong tonight. Out wide, Tregenza, good mark. He's been very, very good, Tregenza.
16 possessions, Bruce.
And his handball to McKinnon a moment ago was fantastic. Rashuto at centre wing. Oh, good grab by Wren. Handball to Hall. Hall left foot. Jarman, half volley. Left foot round the body. Misses. Oh, should have goaled. Really should have goaled.
Wouldn't be surprised if he gets dragged off the ground for that. He should have kicked that goal.
Yes, but the positive for the Adelaide Crows is that I think the forward pocket is an absolute Monty for Andrew Jarman. He could kick 40 or 50 goals down there and would really add another string to his bow and allow perhaps him and McDermott to play on the one side successfully.
Laidley from half-back, Capuano. Ashenko's off the ground for North Melbourne. Pittman will try and paddle it to McDermott. McDermott to Kluzak. Now Kluzak's got some options. Jarman is the pocket, got him.
Yeah, he's so talented in a one-on-one position. If the ball is given to him, pretty good move this bloke, Robert Shaw.
Well, he's highly skilled and he's tucked away in the pocket.
And twice he's beaten Blakey just with use of the body.
An important kicker like they all are, but Jarman with his high skills, you'd give him a real chance from here. And if he's going to make a go for the forward pocket, Jared, he's going to have to kick a few of these over the years. They're tough, I know. He's going to try the banana. Oh, it's all right. The old check side, it's a goal. No substitute for skill. 7-12 to 5-7. It's a handy break again for the Crows. They're out to 17 points.
Well, a banana kick from about 35 metres. Pretty important kick that was.
Surely the important thing, Gerard, for the Crows is that each time North Melbourne make a charge at them, they're able to steady and kick an answering goal fairly quickly.
Yes, they've been pretty good at that all night, Robert.
So Andrew Jarman, with his second goal, makes the margin again 17 points. They force the ball towards their half-forward line, the Crows. McGuinness caught, but he got his left foot to it. Modra, slippery little hand pass. Brown may goal from here. David Brown goes for goal. Off to the left. And through for one behind.
Gerard, just in Modra's defence, a couple of his handballs in the last 2 or 3 minutes have been terrific.
Been good. Kenan Reynolds coming off the ground for Warren Campbell.
Ross Smith's kick in, finds Martin. Over the top, Stevens. Down the ground, Campbell. Drops what he should have taken, but he's got plenty of time to recover, and then thumps it high. Blindly towards half-forward. Where are the Crummers? No, a free kick is going to be paid. It'll go to North Melbourne, taken by Capuano. Now, my recollection of this boy's ability with the football would be that he's a fair kick, Bruce.
And a very long kick.
Well, he's going back with obviously the idea of kicking the distance. He's going to have to kick it 50 metres plus to score. It's not a bad kick. May not carry the players in the square, and it's helped over for a rush behind to North Melbourne by the Crows' defence.
Huge leap for the punch. What do you think about Tony Modra, Neil?
Oh, look, don't write Modra off on a half-forward flank. He's a very, very clever, skillful player, and he'll create some opportunities out there.
Well, he's done that a couple of occasions the last couple of minutes.
And you also have to remember that they're a bit limited on the bench, Crows.
Well, they're doing a pretty good job with the 18 on the ground at this stage, girls.
Short kick round the body there by Kluzak. And Campbell out of play at half-back for the Crows. So Adelaide lead at 7-13 to 5-8. North Melbourne with 8 free kicks to 2. Nichols getting a goal from one of them. Centre wing, Pittman, Lee. Tries to break the tackle, can't. Keeps the ball in play. Campbell, McGuinness. McGuinness rode it well. Oh, very good handball. Brown took one step too long. Schwass, a great tackler. Smart did beautifully, superbly to give Connell the run. Connell on the up, the handball. McGuinness should goal. He stood straighten up and kick it. He's wobbled it. It's hit the post. Just wanted to run laterally, didn't he? He didn't want to run straight up and put himself under pressure, then got off balance and had to straighten up. and hits the post. So the Crows are at 7-14 to 5-8.
I think now, Robbo, the scoreboard with the amount of shots at goal is starting to reflect the story.
Kernan, unopposed, I should say, at half-back to centre wing. Carey his target. McCartney at the back. Well played, Carey. He's playing a very good game. Neat kick as always to Longmire. Good stretch from Chalmers. Kluzek's got to try and get back. He's got some ground on Scott. Chalmers runs across in front of Scott. Kluzek, important ball. McDermott stood his ground. Rock came in hard. That'll hurt McDermott. He'll pick himself up, though. And it's out of play. Laidley on the bench.
Yeah, so 21 scoring shots now to 13, and whilst Carey's winning the ball pretty easily at times, Bruce, they're all up on that centre wing or half-back line.
65 metres it is from North Melbourne's goal. McDermott clears for the Crows, back towards the wing. Well done by Stevens. Chipping in Allison. Advantage may be paid. It's Scholl to kick the ball to the 50-metre line. North Melbourne mark. Capuano, move it quickly. Surely from his last kick at goal, he realised that he's too far out. This ball will land in the square. At the back, Kluzek will mop up. Just inside the line, eventually helped over by Robert Scott, putting some pressure on Kluzek. And a boundary thrown will take place. Dean Laidley on the bench for North Melbourne. Adelaide lead by 18 points. 6.5 minutes left in the third term. King kicks quickly across the face of goal. Thumped through there by Chalmers on John Longmire for another rush behind to North Melbourne. That's their fourth so far in their scoreline of 5-9. Adelaide 7-14, 17 points again, the margin.
Chalmers short, gets to Brown at centre half-back. Crows have gone from 4-10 at half-time, so they've kicked 3-4. And North have kicked 1-3. The kick to centre wing. Big stretch up there by Capuano. Play on call. Looked as if he held it. What's the situation with Dean Laidley? Dipper, is he injured?
Well, Bruce, of course, he didn't play last week because of a very heavy cork thigh, and once again in the last tackle got hit on it.
Thanks for that, Rashudo. Schwash with a hip and shoulder. Connell and also Stevens out of play. Remember last week when Armstrong kicked this freak goal in the forward pocket to lift North Melbourne. It was a mighty moment in that Ansett Cup after he'd been injured, and they need something like this at the moment, you reckon, the Kangaroos? Just a big lift. That flashback from last Saturday night. Armstrong's stats tonight: 8 kicks, 4 handballs, no goals. Roberts from centre wing, a high ball.
And a little bit more from players like Mark Roberts too, Bruce. The probably second 6 picked in the North Melbourne side, maybe not coming up.
He spent a fair bit of time on the bench tonight, Robert.
Well, he is a goal-kicking player, isn't he?
He is. Adelaide just dominating that centre clearances.
Roberts there trying to clear the ball from that congestion. Unsuccessful. The umpire calls for a bounce.
Crows are just trying to affect the change. He's just waiting for the timing to be right. And Wellman's going to come onto the ground for David Pittman.
Capuano gets a quick kick to it. Or good strong play by Armstrong. He's into it again. Couldn't clear the ball. Umpire will call for another bounce. North Melbourne fans who outnumber their Adelaide counterparts probably 10-1 in this crowd.
So Sean Wren is now up onto the ball, having a bit of a run.
Free kicks, 18 to North Melbourne, 9 to Adelaide. Up high, Roberts. McDermott tackled by Rock. Ball spills for Jamison. Gets a kick back towards the centre of the ground. Stevens on McGuinness. They've had a fantastic contest all night. Good mark, Allison.
Great use of the body there by Allison.
Plays on. A thumping kick to the square. Longmire couldn't take the mark. It'll be taken over by Kluzek for another rush behind to North.
I wonder how long it'll be before Dennis Pagan whips Corey McKernan back to the forward line, because his absence up there has really put enormous pressure on Carey. He's moving well up the ground. I think it just undermines once again the importance of the young 23-gamer to North Melbourne's quest for a flag.
Schwass lets it run out, so he'll get the kick because no one touched it from the kick in. Keenan Reynolds about to come on, and maybe McKernan will go up forward because he's standing Wellman at the moment and not Wren. Schwass, good kick back towards the square. Oh, Carey launched himself and took a spectacular grab.
That's where you want him to mark them, within goal-kicking range.
And he just has to capitalise now.
Yes, it is important. Longmire missed one from about the same spot early in the piece.
So did Carey, Jared, in his first shot at goal tonight. He grimaced quite a bit after he took the mark. He's going to kick from about 30 metres out. Big, important kick. He's got it.
What sort of bank makes a personal loan application as simple as a phone call? Adelaide Bank. I rang and asked for $10,000. Yes? Uh-huh. Tomorrow. Okay. Bye then. What sort of bank gives quick answers on personal loans over the phone? Adelaide Bank. Your sort of bank.
Campbell on the bench for North Melbourne. He's been chopped and changed a fair bit during the evening. Crows will go forward once again. Connell's quick kick to the 50-metre line. The ball spills. Modra off the ground. It could be a free kick to Reynolds. A little bit too fierce there was Tony Hall in his attempt to spoil Keenan Reynolds. And Reynolds has it between left back pocket and left half back. High kick out towards the wing. Good mark taken by McKernan. Getting into the play. Off to Stevens. His kick has been well marked by McKinnon. McKinnon in the centre of the ground. Plays on. The kick is touched off the boot. Chalmers, tackled by King, able to get the hand pass. McKinnon, a very, very critical fumble. The ball spills for Armstrong. He goes after it again. Gets the handball back. In trouble, Blakey. Pressure applied by Tregenza. The ball goes over on the full. Free kick to Adelaide, and it should be taken by Tregenza, and it will go back to that player. He's right in front of where the players enter the arena here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The short kick has been marked by Wellman. Wellman is about 60 metres from goal. He'll put the ball to within scoring distance for Adelaide. Into the pocket, punched away by Reynolds, over for a throw-in.
2 minutes remaining. Shaw versus Pagan, that's their record. That's Shaw at Fitzroy, and Pagan at North Melbourne, 3-1 in favour of Pagan. Reynolds, well done. Mickey Martin took a while. Connell couldn't quite. Gee, free kick surely there to Schwass. He was on the end of one there. At centre half back, if North can get another goal before three-quarter time, we're back to the margin it was at half-time. So all that good work for the Crows will be undone. An important moment now. Kluzek, handball goes back. Gets to Rashudo. Rashudo towards the 50. Oh, good mark by Reynolds. And Reynolds coming onto the ground has enabled McKernan, as Jared Healy suggested, to go forward and give North Melbourne a bit more strike power there to support Carey. Rashudo attacks it hard with Stevens out of play. 7-14 to 6-10. Here's the man who took North Melbourne to that Ansett Australia Cup victory last week. And this is the first of about 180 games in the Coca-Cola Premiership season. Armstrong caught up, and again it'll be a bounce at centre wing.
Keenan Reynolds is an interesting one. On one performance last year, he built this reputation as a goal kicker, but in fact he's, I think, only kicked 11 goals in the season last year.
Kiss can play at either end. McKernan, free kick against McKernan, and that one going to Jamison on the wing. Now Hall to provide a lead. Modra very wide at half forward. Jamison goes back, measures it. Smart, Wellman the target. Smart's got it. It's paid. He had a fair grip of it. He's going to kick from about 50 with well inside the last minute. And a Crow goal out of this would be damaging for North. Wellman's going to go short. Smart might fancy himself. No, goes very short. Now Rashudo's a long kick. He's a good option, Rashudo, from 55 or 50. Should have a shot. 30 seconds remaining. Can make the distance. Normally his trademark is that he kicks the ball low and he kicks it strongly with a drop punt. He just wants to make sure that he knows where the mark is. Doesn't normally get a lot of height on his kicks, but he punches it hard and low. Let's see how he goes. Well, that one he gets underneath, completely the opposite.
must have heard me. Goes there. Martin thumps it away. Jarman after it. Or kick in danger against North Melbourne to Andrew Jarman. And the siren's going to go in a second. Watch this one. Jarman underneath it. And King really didn't have much chance, I didn't think, to do much else.
I think if a player's going to dive on the ball, or dive on a fellow's boot, he's got to accept the circumstances. And King himself has come up with an injury. A whack across the shins. And it wasn't a vicious kick. And the rule isn't, the rule, I think, for memory, is that to be a free kick to be awarded, it has to be, the kick has to look like it's going to cause injury. That it's done, but it wasn't through the maliciousness of the kick. More to do with the dive of Jarman.
Well, King's in as much trouble as Jarman here. King was going for the footy, wasn't he? And Jarman got underneath him. So a fortunate free kick here. He's in trouble though, Jarman. He probably won't be able to take the kick. And they've given it to McGuinness. Tucked away on the wrong side for him. Point was made last week in the final that he doesn't kick as many goals these days. Just 26 goals in his last 44 matches for the Rovers, so he averages about a half a goal a game as poor Jarman's going to come off. So what was maybe a fortunate free kick is a very unfortunate incident.
Well, you wouldn't consider that McGuinness is in his favoured position with his left foot to the boundary line, whereas Andrew Jarman, in the same situation there, kicking with his right foot, certainly would have been an opportunity there for the Crows.
And this is shocking luck for Jarman.
I think the good news, though, Bruce, I think he's coming off for the blood rule rather than a knee. Well, hopefully that is the case.
Well, they are carrying him off, though. It's got to be a fair bit of blood.
Exactly. It's a shocking wound, but there is blood just starting to creep through there. It may just be a deep gash. But in the context of a low-scoring game, this well could be a match-winning kick.
So they'll replay again with the Jarman-King incident.
I think I'll go for a gash on the thigh.
Well, what a big kick now. There are 7 minutes to go, 7 seconds to go on the clock. The Crows lead 7 goals, 14 to 6-10. McGuinness doesn't know we're down to 7 seconds. But this will be the last play in the third quarter. He does know right now what it's about. Well, the captain has been given the spotlight. It's right on him from 40 metres in the pocket. Well, he's going to be disappointed when he goes to the huddle, the captain. North Melbourne will be pretty pleased with that. 6 goals, 10 to 7-14, and the margin is just 10 points. And when you consider all the work the Crows appeared to do, Jared, in that quarter, they are only a goal further advanced than they were at half-time.
Yes, and was a bit of an ordinary miss from Tony McGuinness, but sometimes players just get a little bit too long to think about it. You're often better just getting the snap goal. But once again, North Melbourne showing what a good side they are by hanging on, even though they're not playing well.
I just wonder about the Crows' option here. If Bickley's concussed, Powell can't come on. Jarman looks no hope of coming on. They're down to about 18 men, I would think, at the moment, as Dennis Pagan's about to come down. OK, three-quarter time at 7-14 to 6-10.
What a trio. Malcolm Blight, Mike Sheehan and Bruce McAvaney. Talking footy. Every Monday night on 7.
3-4 to the Crows in that term. 2 goals for to North at 7-14 to 6-10. Nichols has got 3 for North Melbourne, and Wren and Smart have got a couple each for the Crows, and I should go back and say that Longmire's got 2. Look at Adelaide in a close-knit group there at three-quarter time under Robert Shaw. Dean Laidley coming back. Now the third quarter, as we have a look at this summary, Jared, and see that for ball control that North Melbourne had slightly more of it than Adelaide. They had the ball under control for 9 minutes compared with 8.2.
Yes, pretty even though right throughout. Just looking at the centre hit-outs, interesting that the Crows ruckman hit it 3 times, but they didn't clear it on any occasion. And also with the North Melbourne centre breaks just in favour of North Melbourne. And once again, North Melbourne having less of the football inside their 50-metre zone.
Dipper, I just wonder if you could ask Neil, is Jarman out of business to lead the Crows down to 18?
No, certainly not. He's having stitches in the leg where the sprig took him across the thigh, but he seems he'll be OK to come back on. He may not be 100%, but he'll be able to move.
What about Laidley, Dipper, from your point of view?
No, I don't think he'll be back on the ground because of that corked thigh, and talking about Jum. He's saying, don't worry, Curls, I'm coming back on, don't worry.
Yeah, he wants to play, and he will play. A lot of character, but gee whiz, this is going to be a big first 10 minutes, this one.
Will the Crows win, Curls?
Yeah, they're in a position to win, but they have to go on with it.
Start of the final term on Friday Night Football. 7-14 to 6-10, the Crows by 10 points. Pittman goes, wins it, Schwass gets the ball, kicks the ball back to centre half forward, McKinnon running back. Lee with a chance, goes off the ground, wants it to bounce, it will, and run out of play. About 60 metres away from the goal.
Was Neil sitting on the fence there, you think, Robert?
Yes, it was interesting, wasn't it? It was a political statement, really. Jarman preparing there to obviously come back onto the ground, which is a terrific sign.
Well, that's interesting. North Melbourne are 0 from 9 when they trail at three-quarter time. So they're in that position at the moment. The Crows have won 85% of games when they've been in front at three-quarter time. That from last year.
Well, that was a critical play there where North Melbourne were able to hold the Crows up at left half-back. Mark Roberts not quite being able to gather the ball, but at least it's still in North Melbourne's forward half. First goal of this last term, quite critical, and the Crows being penalised there. Pittman from shepherding, the ball finishes with Schwass. His kick in towards full forward, and a free kick will go to Jamison. Maybe the advantage rule here. Going back was Powell to McCartney. Oh, loose ball out here. Player leading in the race there is Rock, you'll gather. Handball over the top, Blakey. May go back to Rock, gets past Wellman, and then kicks high in towards half forward. Mark not taken. Ball spills for Rashudo. Gives the third player in line, Powell, a chance to receive the hand pass. His kick goes wide. Out there in front of is Hall. Connell it was, rather. Powell, of course, with an eye injury on the bench. And that kick out on the full. So the free kick will be taken for North Melbourne by Blakey.
Centre wing. North into attack at half forward. They've got some big guns up forward. McKernan, one of them with Carey. And paddled over the line and out of play by Capuano. So their big tools are out there now.
And a bit of an imbalance in height at full forward for the opposition. Plot the team in Wren standing Keenan Reynolds. There's probably a 10-centimetre difference there.
Pittman probably won the tap. Carey, Rashudo, McDermott, Kluzak. Schwass to put the pressure on. Kluzak's kick to centre wing. Hall and Capuano both kept their eyes on it. Good contest. Brown has to go inside. McKinnon didn't get a really favourable bounce. Hall fumbled. Pretty important here that don't make mistakes. Two grabs will be costly. Connell's kicked back towards Smart. Played it well. Played it very well, Smart. Gave his runners a chance. Reynolds came out, gave a little give to Blakey. North can counter-attack. Or Lee could have marked it in the end. Back in the direction of Hall. Quick hands to Wellman. Smothered. Good play by North Melbourne at the back. Now Scott can't break the tackle. Handball to Capuano. Takes a while to paddle it. Goes to Brown. Brown to Lee. Lee at 60 metres. Centering kick. Modra caught behind as he's been done a fair bit lately. Martin gets it. Goes across to Reynolds. Reynolds at half-back. Good kick to Allison.
Well, it's important now that the kick's in the open. And they can take advantage of them. Allison there pinpoints Nichols. Nichols has got the chance. He goes towards half-forward proper. And the mark is taken by Carey. And this is an important kick for North in the context of the game if they're to win.
And the Crows coming into the forward line just have to get the ball to Sean Wren, and he has to hold the marks because once it's hit the ground, the two occasions, Keenan Reynolds has run away from him.
Carey going for his second goal. The crowd like it. Has it been touched on the line? It's a goal.
6:30 Sunday, Nitpicking Monkeys. Find out what cat best suits your lifestyle. And pet care tips on Talk to the Animals with Dr. Harry. And at 7:30, the Tool Man multiplies.
Tool Dad, Tool Son.
Tim Allen on award-winning home improvement. Then at 8 o'clock, never work with kids or animals.
We're busted!
Better still, why not adopt them on the world's greatest commercials? Discover the fun Sunday on Channel 7.
Well, the bounce favoured North Melbourne. Robert Scott kicks it towards half-forward. Carey again. Little tap taken by Chalmers. Kicks across the full-back line. Bounces quite nicely in the finish for Lee. North Melbourne player down behind play, Allison. McKinnon Gets past a little too easily, Capuano. Kicks towards half-forward, mark taken by Smart. Looks to play on. Does so. Lovely hand pass. Centre half-forward, Connell. Connell goes for goal for the Crows, and he's kicked the goal. Matt Connell kicks his first goal. And the Crows answer that Carey goal. They're now 8-14 to 7-10. The difference of back to 10 points in favour of Adelaide.
Yeah, a fine piece of play from the Adelaide Crows. Great transition from deep in their defence, coming through Nigel Smart, getting it onto a loose man, Connell, who had done a lot of unselfish running to make himself available, and he sealed it beautifully.
Crows stretch it out again to 10 points. That's their first goal since the 13-minute mark of the third quarter when Jarman goal from the pocket. Carey's kicked the last 2 goals for North Melbourne. Kluzek wide, not a good kick. Schwass thumps it. Remember in 1991 when Carey kicked the last 2 for North Melbourne, well, when they were 20 points down at three-quarter time, he kicked a late goal against the Crows, took a mark to win that for North Melbourne on that occasion. Will history repeat itself here? Will the King do something very special tonight and turn it round for North Melbourne? 8-14 to 7-10. 10 points the difference, 62 to 52. Bickley looks on. Poor old pal, he's been sitting there with an eye that would have done Roberto Duran justice just about all night. Or maybe Mike Tyson. There's Roberts. That'll be more topical. Tapped on. Allison, good finisher. Should go at 45 metres. Misses. It's a behind.
Nichols it was in the middle of that play there, Bruce.
It's been all right, Nichols, hasn't he?
My word.
Allison's first score. He kicked 35 goals last year. Oh, Jemison short. OK, Lee's got it.
Scott Lee for Adelaide. 13 kicks and 3 hand passes. Kicks in towards the centre. Mark not quite taken by Rashudo. This is Kluzek. Kluzek in towards half-forward. Chest mark. Tony Hall. Handball away to the captain. McGuinness off the right foot towards full foot. Good diving, or what would you call that, Jared? It was brilliantly judged by Wellman. A skidding mark on his knees.
Skidding mark, sliding mark, but importantly for Adelaide Crows, they took that ball from a kick in without being touched by a North Melbourne player. Great transition, a couple of marks, a couple of pretty good pinpoint passes, and finishing with a shot for goal.
Sean Wellman from 40 metres. Good-looking kick. Looks okay. Just off to the right and through for one behind. So a bit disappointing there for Wellman. 10 points is the margin once again. Ross Smith kicks in. Half-back. Mark is taken by King.
To centre wing. Roberts flew. Free kick. He got a push in the back. He's had a quiet one tonight, as Roberts. Goes wide. Carey. 8 marks, 12 kicks. Kicked the last couple, as we said. Thumps it to the goal square. Fantastic kick. Longmire couldn't quite. Still Longmire. Wonderfully played. Nichols, he's got his 4th. Oh, touched. Touched by Tregenza, was it?
Who touched it?
Tregenza, I think.
Just like to see a replay.
It looked at goal. Have a look at this. Well, if that was touched...
That's a goal. That's a goal.
Well, first call was right. If that was touched, I can beat a Chinese woman over 50 metres in the swimming pool.
Well,
There's
impossible, Bruce.
There's McKernan. That's a bad kick out by Chalmers.
Well, North Melbourne now have to beat the odds. McKernan's kick to the front of the square. Longmire up high. Ball rebounds. McKinnon leaves it behind. Longmire a little tap. Kick by Rock. That looks pretty good. Anthony Rock, well done. He's got a goal.
This RAA symbol has always represented the pinnacle in motor service standards. Earning RAA endorsement is the toughest test of all. One service group has set their sights on this ultimate goal to offer nothing less than the highest standards, and so earn the right to display the RAA symbol at every one of its outlets. Not surprising, that group is Ultratune. There are 16 Ultratune service centres and they're all RAA approved. Ultratune, in tune with you and your car.
Gee, a good little tap on there by Longmire to give Rock the chance to snap North Melbourne's 8th goal. The Crows go forward. In towards their left forward pocket region. Tony Hall. Tap back from Modra. Modra fumbles. The ball rebounds. Kick off the ground. Only as far as Brown. Came from Stevens. Brown shot for goal. He hooks it across the face, and it's through for a behind to the Crows. The margin 4 points in favour of Adelaide.
North have been in front just once tonight. The first score of the night, a rush point. It's been a long time.
It's the Adelaide Crows just haven't been able to put the final nail in the coffin.
Well, they average 8 goals in Melbourne, Gerard, and they've kicked 8 tonight, and that's been one of their problems. They probably should have kicked 14 with the amount of play they've got. Jarman getting ready to come back on. Wellman held out of it. He's going to get a free kick, Wellman. Well, this is a big call here by Brian Sheehan against Reynolds.
Terrific advertisement for 3 umpires.
No, it's the right decision. There's no doubt about that. Pretty ordinary piece of play there on behalf of Keenan Reynolds. He just had to float in behind Stevens and fake it a little bit better than he did. Pittman coming off the ground. Andrew Jarman, perhaps the match winner. Going to trundle back on for another one.
Well, Wellman missed one a moment ago. What's he done here? I think he's got it. Goal. So Wellman's kicked his first. He just missed one from a bit further out about 5 minutes ago. And the Crows keep on coming back. See the free again as Reynolds runs across after Stevens really was always in the box seat, wasn't he?
Pretty good kick there from Sean Wellman. And once again, the Adelaide Crows just finding another option up forward. Boy, have they done plenty of experimenting with some success tonight.
Well, they've now upset the statisticians, Bruce. They've kicked 9 goals in Melbourne. 9-16 to 8 goals, 12.
That was an average, Robbo.
And they lead by 10 points again. They forced the ball to within scoring distance, punched back. North Melbourne will clear through Anthony Stevens. His kick underneath it is Roberts. Oh, top effort from behind by McKinnon. Play on. Prosciutto gets it back now to Connell. Connell, lovely little kick. Brown is on the end of it. Schwassel just a little late on the scene. Brown will kick Adelaide inside 50 metres. A high kick towards full forward. Smart in front. It's punched back. Gatherers by King over the top. Gets it back to Stevens. Stevens hooks the kick to the advantage of Adelaide, really. McKinnon in good position, takes the mark, gets the hand pass back. Scott Lee running through the wing. His kick will land inside 50 metres once again. Hall may have been interfered with. A loose kick, gathered by King. Sweeping hand pass out into the path of Scott. He's going to get run down. Able to get his left foot to it. Longmire gathers. Can he get past? Yes. Right foot kick by Longmire to 50 metres. Punched back towards the centre of the ground. Schwass well tackled. Down he goes. Gatherers by McKernan. McKernan's kick will be marked safely by Wren.
Plays it on. Crows lead 9-16, 8-12. 11.5 minutes remaining. Important ball here. Longmire goes against Jamieson. Nichols, who's been very good. He's kicked 3 goals tonight. Should have had 4. Yes, he saw Scott at 70 metres. A little chip, a good one to Roberts. On the end of it at 50. McDermott hangs on to him for a long time.
Just gone out of the game a bit, McDermott.
Carey provides the first lead. They've got McKernan and Carey and Capuano who've got some firepower. Wren will go back. Roberts times it well, kicks it very strongly. It's right there. Grab at the back, not held that time by Carey. Still with Carey. Well played, Wren. Deliberately knocks it out, but you'd be a brave umpire to play it against him in that situation. Well, the fingernails are getting a run, aren't they, early in the season for the coaches. 8-12, 9-16, Crows in front.
You'd have to say if North Melbourne snatch it, the Crows would be a bit stiff. They've done everything right so far in the match. I think you mentioned, Bruce, that North have only been in front once for the entire match. Scott, Rock, Armstrong, Longmire, kicked off the ground, McCartney, Campbell, gets it to Roberts. Snapshot by Roberts is miraculous. Just offline. 1 point registered by that left foot snap by Mark Roberts. Difference 9 points. Kick in has been marked by Jamieson. Jamieson from the right back pocket. Kicks to a vacant wing area. The race is on here between Scholl and Smart. Ball trundles over. We'll have a throw in. On centre wing, equidistant from either side's goal. Scott having a spell on the bench for North Melbourne. Capuano doing the ruck work, so with Prosciutto. Armstrong underneath that, David Brown and Kluzek. The Adelaide tacklers. The umpire will be forced to bounce.
Still plenty of time for both teams here, but particularly in North's situation, they need a couple of goals. 10 minutes remaining. Rock in the path of Campbell, had to get a quick kick, he did. McKinnon and Nichols, Carey launched himself. McKinnon with courage, stayed underneath it. Held up by North Melbourne McKernan inside. Connell has been outstanding. This is dangerous. Tregenza's got to take a big mark. Campbell went with him. Tregenza and Campbell. Important Tregenza doesn't fall over. He's outnumbered. He tries to get a little kick away. Campbell was able to keep him off. Allison, beautiful kick. Wonderful footy. Went straight down the throat of Armstrong. Well, the Connell kick, I guess, to Tregenza was always a dangerous one.
Yeah, he saw him at the corner of his eye. He made the same mistake which we highlighted early in the game. He was trying to maintain possession, and it's tough on him to be critical of that. But it's had to be like an absolutely spot-on kick, and under the enormous pressure of the moment, perhaps the boundary line, Robbo, would have been the better bet.
What about this kick, Jared, under pressure? Matthew Armstrong, reliable?
A pretty good kick for goal.
40 metres out, straight in front.
Fly the new Qantas business class to Hong Kong any day of the week. And with all the extra legroom, you'll feel like you're the only person on the flight.
With any purchase over $400, you can pay nothing for 3 months from Bob Jane T-Marts. No deposit, no charges, no interest. And now no excuses for unsafe wheels and tyres. Bob Jane T-Marts, the most trusted name.
Gee, isn't it interesting how crucial those centre breaks become in a tight game, just 9 goals apiece. Gets down to about 8 minutes left in the game.
Well, that crucial, Sean Wren's gone onto the ball.
Capuano, Jarman gets it clear. Schwass quickly with the right foot. Allison, well done, made good ground. Took a safe mark. Swings play to the opposite side of the ground. Well, basically, it's landed with Schwass in the centre. He goes towards half forward. Carey up high. Nichols, can he get his 5th? It'll bounce close to the square. Jamison gets back. Reliable defender all night for the Crows. He's kicked out towards halfback. Marcus taken by Wren. Schwass just a little late there. Away to Lee. Lee's kick. Taken there by Connell. Connell's on centre wing. Coming up for possession number 26. Towards half forward, good mark. Excellent mark taken by Scholl.
Been one of the battles of the night. Smart and Scholl both have had dominant passages. Maybe Scholl just on top.
Chalmers at the back of McKernan. King at the front. Kluzak, well done. Well done again to McGuinness. McGuinness gets it towards about 20 metres. Bouncing, Reynolds, did he take it? He had a couple of goes at it. Play on called. Not Martin. Smith tries to break through. Scholl keeps his cool, gives Roberts every chance. Allison's loose. Lee will try and plug it up. Goes over the top to Campbell. Campbell, normally a runner, kicks the ball towards centre half forward. McKinnon. Nichols bounces back and gets a free kick. Gee, I don't know if McKinnon ever took his eye off it.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky on that occasion. Wasn't a great kick from Campbell.
Nichols, normally very neat, goes for Carey. Couldn't quite get it. Well played by the Crow defence. Connell, handball good. Short McCartney, gee, he went to the boundary line and finds it. I thought he had McDermott very short and avoided him, but went for the safety out wide and got there. So the Crows are just hanging on, but the important thing for them is that they have to get another goal. They can't sit on this at 9-16 to 9-13.
Boundary throw in, centre wing. Adelaide by 3 points. Andrew Jarman gets an important quick kick. Craig Scholl does well, keeps it away from Nigel Smart. Connell gets into the action again for Adelaide. He's pushed over. Eventually it's knocked over by David King if it wasn't already out of bounds. Just forward of centre wing. It'll be interesting now to see the statistics of both sides' performances in close finishes. Jarman and Roberts. Roberts a little tap. Vital. Armstrong throws it onto his left foot. Bounces clear. McDermott tackled. Wren. Kluzek. Good spotting, but the kick, well, it was meant out there for Connell, but it went in the favour of Schwass. A free kick was paid in the finish to the North Melbourne vice-captain, Wayne Schwass. Nearing 50 metres, tackled McDermott. Chalmers gives it up. Longmire gone. Absolutely blatant free kick, Crows.
I wonder if just under the pressure of the moment that the Adelaide Crows aren't reverting back to that short chip kick style of play.
Not sure if that's Capuano, but just a moment ago, watch this. Got a boot there, unfortunately. Chalmers, it was
Armstrong, isn't it?
Is it Armstrong? Is it? It was unintentional. Proper stretcher coming out. Armstrong, if it is him, it'll be the second time in 6 days that he's been carried from the ground with a stretcher. Yeah, oh gee, Chalmers and Armstrong going down heavily. It is Matty Armstrong. So play being held up. Let's hope that.
It's amazing, isn't it, when you see the replay of
heavy
that
facial injury,
and the ball finishes with Chalmers.
From a different play, obviously, yeah, from about another half a minute on. He's picked himself up. Looks a bit dazed, like Bickley earlier. So Armstrong staying on. Here's Chalmers from half-back. Up towards the centre wing. Smart stayed at the back. Punches it forward. Who's the runner? McKinnon's going with it. Important to keep your feet here. McKinnon still with a chance. Boyle in the pocket. North Melbourne run it out. Nichols gets back in a hurry. Out of play. And McKinnon's done all right tonight.
He's pretty slick, isn't he?
He's quick, all right.
Gets at that football.
Just 19 years of age. He's one of a couple of teenagers in the Crow team.
Not sure Hall it was. Tried to take the ball out of the ruck contest. Wayne Schwass couldn't control it. And it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, they're the home and away record. North Melbourne at home, Adelaide away. Only 18% of the time they win. Well, they're in the driver's seat for the moment. They lead very narrowly here.
Tony Hall tried to hack it out of mid-air. At centre-half forward, very critical position here. Gathered by Anthony Stevens. He has been fantastic. He's had 20 kicks and 5 handballs, and all of them in tight contests. 2-on-1 again for North Melbourne. Allison gets past Andrew Jarman and then forced to kick quickly high in the air. And a terrific mark taken by Jason McCartney. Coming through past Carey and backed himself and took an excellent mark. Maybe the lights being a disadvantage there for the North Melbourne captain. But the ball with McCartney for Adelaide. 5 minutes left in the game. 3 points is the margin. Andrew Jarman off to Tony Hall. Kick towards full forward. Martin and Rashudo. Ball rebounds for Wellman. Can he gather it? Yes, he can. His snapshot for goal is good. He's got his second.
Get a job. Get a job. Get a job. Get a job.
From the trusted Triton to the new Express walkthrough, there's a Mitsubishi to suit any job. Designed to be amongst the most reliable vehicles on the road, it's no wonder Mitsubishi Tritons and Express vans are the ones businesses count on, day in, day out.
Wellman's kicked the last 2 goals for the Crows. It's 9-13, 10-16. Campbell out of the centre. North won it back. Carey couldn't quite. McCartney was there. Nichols gave it to Scott. Pulled off the footy free kick. Oh, Scott will take it from about 45 metres.
He had the ball for a split second too. Nichols gave him the half-yard handball.
Well, this was what he was recruited for, I reckon, Gerard, to kick goals. He's had 12 kicks tonight. Most important kick, this one. This to keep North right in touch with 4 minutes remaining. Just 5 goals last season in 9 matches for Scott. Has Matthew Armstrong been cleaned up there? Will it be the blood rule for him? The umpire looking at him. He's going to make him go off. Oh, yes, I think so, on the blood rule. So Armstrong, he's got a little nick across the neck, comes off.
We're going to have a shave at half-time.
He's got to come off the ground. A replacement's got to be made. Longmire's going to come back on. And generally, well, we have to wait now till Longmire takes up a favourable position. I guess it doesn't make too much difference with Scott at 45 metres out, though he's going to run down to the goal square.
Almost struggle to make the distance here, I think, Bruce.
As I said, just 5 goals in 9 matches last season, but on 2 occasions has kicked over 40 goals in a season. And this really a big one for North. They're a couple of kicks away. They've only led for a few moments throughout the game, and that was in the first couple of minutes. And this to give North a real chance. Doesn't quite make it. Big leap from a couple of North Melbourne players. Nichols round the body. North Melbourne hands there, Wren there. You reckon the Crows will try and force it through from behind. They force it back. Roberts has a shot, and he's got it.
Ultra Tune and the Family Holiday.
It's been a while since the last service.
Yeah, well, your timing's great.
Oh, yeah? How's that?
We're cutting all major services by $30.
$30? Oh, only 4 cylinders?
No, off 4, 6s and 8s.
Oh, great.
It's a holiday special.
That sounds like your timing's right, mate. Book me in, will you?
I will, right.
I guess you can hear the precious cargo in the background here.
Sounds like my place.
Ultra Tune, in tune with you and your pocket these holidays.
Well, I know we won't get it, but a good result for this game would be a draw. Schwass it is that clears the centre. Up to half forward, Carey. Ball rebounds for Chalmers, goes for the boundary line and finds it. So it's a good 2 kicks from North Melbourne's goal. We've got 3.5 minutes left in the game. Can North Melbourne snatch victory here at the MCG in the 1995 season opener? Wren and Capuano. Capuano gets his hand to it. Schwass held. Now, where did the kick go? Not to North's advantage, so the ball will come back to Wayne Schwass on centre wing.
Great piece of play there by Schwass. He knew he was about to be tackled, so he just gave a little dinky quarter-yard handball just to get rid of possession of the ball. Jarman affected the tackle, and he grabbed a free kick. Vital one also.
Another good performance by Wayne Schwass. His kick will land inside 50 metres. Can North Melbourne take a mark? The ball with Nichols, now McGuinness, kicks it back towards the wing. Andrew Jarman, Schwass, ball spills over for a throw-in.
You reckon if the Crows can kick another goal, they'll win, Jared? It's about as simple as that. If the Crows get one more goal, they'll win. So
yeah, I have to agree with that.
It's got to be their target to try and score again. Schwass, and again out of play. 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. North Melbourne coming home at the Adelaide Crows. What a match to start the 1995 Premiership season. Wren, high ball, centre wing, Brown, King with him, out of play. So valuable seconds for Crows, but plenty of time for North Melbourne. Still heaps of time for them to manufacture a goal here. Long way from both teams' goals at the moment. Roberts takes it out of the air. Crows put a tackle on him with McGuinness and also Jarman, and again it'll be a bounce. Free kicks, Gerard just pointing out, 27 North Melbourne, 14 Adelaide, 10-13 to 10-16 the scoreline.
On centre wing, Roberts up high, punches the ball clear for a throw-in. So the Crows will be pretty happy with the seconds ticking away out there on centre wing. Probably nearly 3 kicks from either side's goal. Such has been the difficulty in getting good distance with the kicks this evening. Modra kicks it towards half forward. North Melbourne will gather. Campbell receives from Blakey. Goes back to King. King fumbles. Can he get past? Yes. Gets his right foot to it. Kicks it back towards the wing position. Wren fumbles. Taken by McKernan. McKernan gets a very, very important kick. Carey couldn't take the mark. Scott. McKinnon. The ball spills for another boundary throw-in as Carey appeals to the umpire.
What a game it's been, though. It started with a frenetic pace, the defensive skills paramount, and it looks like it's going to finish in exactly the same manner.
Down under 2 minutes. Wren into McKernan's back. A very, very iffy, in my opinion, ruck infringement. McKernan is a long kick of the football. He'll put this nearly into the square. A thumping kick by Corey McKernan. At the back, chance. Anthony Ross kicked the goal. North are in front. You wouldn't believe it. The ball spilt to the back of the pack. Anthony Rock swooped on it. Kicked it off the ground. North Melbourne in front.
Well, what
value is this big bloke up in the forward line. McKernan is just well, he's a superstar in the making. Great goal there by Rock, opportunistic goal. Thought North Melbourne have had too many blokes flying for the one ball in the square, but this game isn't over. Often you get the lead at this point of time, you can drop your bundle only to lose the game.
First time they've been in front, North Melbourne, since the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. McGuinness from the centre square, Crows need a mark. Hall sets himself, goes to ground. Bouncing ball, Keenan Reynolds has got hold of it. Oh, cool head by Reynolds to King. Roberts is short. North Melbourne are coming home well. A bad kick by King. Roberts gets back beautifully. Crows made a bit of a meal of it. Now McGuinness goes off the ground. Jarman couldn't quite hold it. Blakey throws himself across, throw in. A minute remaining. North have been in front for the first 2 minutes of the match and for the last 1 minute of the match.
That's the one that counts.
It sure does. Wren and Capuano. Brown. Schwass. North will be happy now when they hold it up. Seconds ticking away. 70 metres from the Crow goal. North won't care about scoring anymore. They'll just want to hold it up.
Actually, Roberts has been important in the last 10 minutes, hasn't he? He's got his hand on the ball a couple of times.
Along with Anthony Rock, and the North Melbourne runner has just come out and sending everybody down into defence. John Longmire pushing down, going over to create an option.
70 metres from the Crows' goal.
So you wouldn't want to let the Crows get a clear possession.
Smart to go, over the top. Jarman's kick was ricocheted. North Melbourne fans say free kick holding the footy, but not that time. Clock is counting down. Connell. Rashudo. North have got it. Kangaroos have got it. 4 seconds to go.
It's unbelievable.
11-13 to 10-16. McKernan. Rock, quick kick, there it is.
Speechless, Bruce, because I think the best side on the ground tonight lost the game.
I agree. Amazing, isn't it, how that happens, though? Just in the last few seconds, the ball spilled to the back and...
Yeah, but you've got to remember, this team has won 1 out of 18 in Melbourne. We said the best team got beaten in a preliminary final in 1993 when Essendon came over the top and beat them. Got to learn to win the close ones. Here's Trent Nichols with the dipper.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Well, it's not on to the fat lady 6.
Isn't that true, Dipper? We won it on the last knock, but it's a great victory and we'll take it.
Now, all night we said the endeavour for both sides was fair dinkum tonight. It was really hard on the ball.
Oh, it was a fair dinkum full-on contest out there. It was a bit different to last week. We expected a big game and we certainly got it.
And you know, form in front of goals tonight?
I started slowly, but 3's good enough.
Well done, mate. Good on you.
Well, he did pretty well, didn't he, Trent Nichols? 1 goal would have been pretty vital had North lost, because it looked as if it hadn't been touched by Tregenza. Nichols with 3 goals. Well, what a remarkable performance by North Melbourne. They led in the first 2 minutes of the game when they scored a rush behind and didn't lead until 2 minutes remaining at the end of the match. Adelaide, at a couple of stages, they led by 19 points halfway through the second quarter. They led by 15 points at one stage in the third quarter. They looked almost home and hosed a couple of times.
I think you're a bit tough, Bruce, on your hometown heroes, because Jared pointed out something which is interesting. You wonder whether justifiably 28 free kicks to 14 is a statistic. You can have a look at that. And they did lead, and I mean, it's a bit of good fortune when the ball spills to the back. Maybe strategically you can say there should have been a guy there to stop Anthony Rock, but they were good. They were lucky, North.
The difference between, sure they were, but the difference between the Crows winning and losing is a big thing in Melbourne tonight. It was just the start they needed to get away to a good start in 1995.
I've seen a big difference with Robert Shaw coaching, and I'm sure they've got plenty to look forward to this year.
No doubt about that, but that was one that got away.
It certainly did get away. In defence of the Crows, they didn't have an interchange bench for the last 2 quarters. A lot of injuries down there, but disappointment will be rife down in their in their dressing rooms, because you're right, Bruce, it was the one that did get away.
11 goals, 13 North Melbourne, 79. Adelaide 10-16, 76.
Bruce McAvaney hosts Australia's #1 sporting show.